uncanny dodge. They also all reach out and attempt to rend you with their claws, getting a 17, a 16, and a 12.
17 hits. I should have forgot they had multiple attacks.
All right, you take 4 more slashing damage, as only one of the werewolf manages to reach through, but does so very poorly in damage.
Okay.
The other 3 on Blinkshaw are going to do the same, getting an 11, a 22, and a 23.
God!
As they roll significantly better.
Yeah.
I'm going to need 2 con saves from you, and you are going to take 9 piercing damage from each of those attacks.
18 damage?
total.
What
Yes.
the fuck? Where did Balin... Oh my god.
I rolled minimum on those. I rolled almost maximum on yours. That's unfortunate. So,
You immediately turn into a werewolf.
alright, and 3 claw attacks come your way as well, but the highest they get on those is a 14.
Thank god.
On Kirill's turn, he bounds around. He will provoke from you, Blinkshaw, as he bounds around, back in, and charges into the tower's open door.
Is he the one I hit when I came out?
Yes.
He takes an additional 2d8 thunder damage when he moves. Unless he's the one I hit with booming, right?
Yes, he was hit with booming.
Do I roll that or do you?
You roll that. Okay.
Wow.
You don't like that, but he is a big, mean motherfucker, and he's just going to keep on going. As he charges in, he moves straight into you, Tashra, and goes for the bite and the claw. Unfortunately, his attacks are pretty poor. He only gets a 16 and a 9.
16 hits, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, with the 16, and you're going to take 7 piercing damage as he bites down on your shoulder, and I need a con save from you as well.
Okay.
Alright.
Nice.
Grrggl, it is your turn.
So what can I see? Because on the token map, I can only see
yes,
this third
so
floor.
you are up at the top, and there's barriers between plus walls, so you won't be able to see anything.
Well, I mean, I'm
you
looking
see,
down through the window.
Yes, I'm going to describe. So you see as one of the werewolves charges into the tower out of sight. You see that Balin is almost directly beneath you, off to the side just a little, and is engaged with 3 werewolves, and Blinkshaw is engaged with 3 werewolves as well as 11, a fair number of wolves that are just circling around but have not quite engaged yet. I need to step away for a moment. I apologize.
Okay. So, Blinkshaw, there's werewolves on you right now?
3 on me and also 3 on Balin.
Okay.
Didn't one of them move away from you, though? Blinkshaw?
Yeah, there were 4.
Oh, there were 4.
There's a group of 6 that moved together, and then the lead one. The lead one is the one that rushed in and attacked you.
Yeah. Okay.
The 6 were the ones that attacked Balin and I initially.
Mhm.
Sorry, what was that?
I should have stayed on top. I'm not in push to talk.
I thought you did stay on top. You went down.
No, he
There
came
you go.
down. Which is probably going to end up being a good thing because you wouldn't have been able to cast magic from up top.
Yeah, but I'm also trapped in here now, like you can see, and I can't cast magic.
It's okay, I got a lightning breath.
I can I could have jumped off
I was gonna say
and then
this.
do some Spider-Man in the air things.
Gotcha.
If you can use lightning breath in the tower.
Oh, that's
Spider
true.
gnome, spider gnome.
I mean, it's not
it is.
magic, at least in your case.
Yeah, dragon's breath from the Dragonborn is like a natural thing.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
pretty
cool.
sure that's-
Your insides make fire
Actually, it's lightning.
or lightning. Bzz.
It's just hotter fire.
I'm pretty sure any attack I make up here is going to be at disadvantage.
What's the range on your bow?
It's 3320,
Okay.
but I'm like 75 feet up,
No,
and
I think.
it's dark.
Oh, if you're that high, I think the short crossbow or the crossbow rather, light crossbow is slightly different.
Sorry about that.
I just checked the rule book. It said it was the short range is
It's all
30.
good.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 40 for some reason.
Um,
No, I believe you.
So I guess Blinkshaw, there's werewolves on you. So Grrggl leans out the window and says, Lingshaw, does Wolfman have nards? And I'm gonna use Commander Strike, so you can take a free attack against one of them, and add a 1d8 to the damage roll.
Ooh,
Nice.
I certainly hope I hit.
You've been waiting all week for that, haven't you?
can't
Ian?
do that, Blinkshot.
Yeah, Wolfman's got nards.
Sorry, Blinkshot. That requires your reaction. You took an opportunity attack already.
Bother.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I do that to
You
Blink
can-
or
you
to
can
Balin
Do
then?
that, Balin, if you'd like.
I also use my reaction.
Oh, did
do
you?
what?
Shit. Can I give it to
Can't
Tashra?
To dodge.
Oh, right, you did.
Can I give it to Tashra?
You don't see Tashra, unfortunately.
It's a good idea.
Tasha's inside the tower. Yeah.
Hello?
Unfortunately, this group apparently has all the.
No, I
all
just
the-
went muted for a second. Sorry.
Sorry, yeah, no, you don't see Tashra, so you can't command her to do anything.
All right, then I
Just
won't use
inside the
Commander
tower.
Strike. I will just fire at one of the werewolves that is currently on Blingshaw.
Okay.
So is that normal or disadvantage?
So you are 80 feet up in the tower, and you have been given a light crossbow, which, to my knowledge, a light crossbow's range is 120 feet.
Oh, it's 320 is max range. I know that. I just checked the rule book.
Yes, it's 80 feet, so you are, yes,
Oh,
you
it's
are
80
just
to
within
320.
range.
Okay,
80 to
cool.
320. And you're going to hit. As an arrow sails through the air and sinks down to the top one of these werewolf shoulders. And it
Did I hit him?
snarls. That
Neat.
silver bolt found its
Let's
mark.
start. We'll start.
All right. At the end of Grrggl's turn, come the Wolfy Wolves. The Wolfy Wolves begin to run around, and they get into. God damn it! I can't get used to that. So they changed the ruler of creatures moving from shift or spacebar to right click now, and it's just one of those things where it's like I learned to do it one way, now I have to do it another way, and it's the worst. All right, so these wolves run in and begin to engage with people as well, with a few of them running and sneaking around and heading towards the front door themselves, kind of bogging it down.
Does that
Question.
one? Oh, never mind.
Real quick, did it? So the door was open.
The door is open, yes.
Okay, because I thought Rictavio was down there as well. To have the door closed and specifically to open it for our group if they wanted to come back in.
Or will be
That was the
moved
whole
up
point of us sending him down there, and he like created that golem or whatever up to like keep an eye on me.
I think he was actually waiting for the elevator to come back up when everybody else was ran outside to attack. So, which is he's currently standing there waiting for the elevator to come up because it takes so long.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately that takes far longer than that. All right, so the wolves that are in position and can attack are 3 on Blinkshaw, 2 on Balin. So go with Balin first, just because it's easier. 17 against you, Balin. The other's
17
gonna
hits.
miss. All right, 6 piercing damage, and I need a strength save from you. All right, so the wolf grabs onto your ankle, and you give it a quick kick off, but it will bite you for 6 piercing. Against the Blinkshaw, it's a natural 20, a 20, and a 23.
Ouch.
I don't know what it is about Blinkshaw, but I've never had a problem rolling against him, even with his armor. It's
My
insane.
shield is very meaty.
All right, I'm going to need strength saves from you for each of those. You maintain. These wolves continue to bite and pull at you, but you continue to kick them off bit by bit. But you are going to take 8 piercing from the first attack, 4 piercing from the second, and 5 piercing from the third. A grand total of 17 piercing damage.
Right.
On Von Richten's turn, he sees that the elevator is taking its sweetest time to come back up. So in his wisdom, he grabs onto the chains and begins to basically lower himself down. So he begins to descend down to the lower levels, moving as
Man,
quickly as he can.
He sleeps, but like he can move for an old man.
All right, Toshra.
Wouldn't Felinus go before me?
I didn't get to roll until I actually logged in. I can go last. I'm cool with it.
Phil Dennis.
There. Alright. I go up here and I whip out my dagger. I'm like, I got this! And I just try to stab him in the kidney.
Okay.
Yeah!
Aw.
Your dagger isn't silvered, right?
No.
So Dennis, you run up, dagger, you stab into him, and as your blade pierces into his side, you see that it just almost kind of deflects off, like it's almost solid steel. And then as you do it, you just kind of look up and you just drop your dagger, take a half step back. This is not how you wanted to do this.
No! This thing doesn't work!
Alright, it's 5 feet of
it.
movement in your action. Anything else? No?
Nope, that's all I can do.
Apparently you were before Octavio, so he already did his thing. Toshra.
Alright, I think it's time for a lightning breath. And I'm going to use my channel divinity to make that max damage.
Okay.
So lightning breath is 2d.
At this
2d6.
level, it should be 3d6, isn't it?
3d6?
'Cause you
No,
guys
that's
are
on
5th level.
6th level.
Okay.
Is what it says. 3d6 at 6th level.
Okay.
So,
Oh, that's fine. I'll take that 1d6 back. I have no problem with that.
oh no. The DC is 13. So half damage on a save.
I'm just checking one thing right quick.
And it's a 30-foot line.
Yep. I'm checking to see if it's classified as magical.
Oh.
It
I figured
should
it was
be,
natural.
but I don't know.
It does not appear to be magical. It appears to be something
Yes.
else. Okay.
I've never
So
had this good of an
not-
opportunity for a lightning breath.
It is not screwed by the tower. Alright, so that is a whopping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures that have to make dexterity saving throws against. What is your save DC for your dragon breath, please?
13.
Both of the werewolves are going to fail.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yes, they're both going to fail. As for the wolves... Oh, I rolled con. Oh, it didn't matter. They rolled so poorly. All 3 of the wolves succeed.
Aw. So that's 12 to both werewolves and 6 to the wolves.
Alright, so 12 to each werewolf. This lightning rips through them. Yes, you all just see as a lightning breath streaks out of the door of the tower, running through all of them. Even despite the fact that they saved, the werewolves seem to be very badly injured by it. They would be bloodied.
And then,
The werewolves seem less affected.
for my bonus action, I'm going to do Healing Word on Langshaw, because that was not a spell.
Alright. You cast Healing Word, and you again see that it does not have any effect.
Oh, crap. Well, I still lose one more spell.
It appears that since you are inside the tower, your spell cannot leave you.
Yeah. Yep.
Does the spell actually go off, or does it just not happen at all?
She casts it, but there is no effect to it.
Okay.
So I still lose the slot.
Cool.
Yes. Balin.
Can I move through an enemy space if they're blind?
I would let you make a acrobatics check to move through an enemy space if they were blind, to try and slink around them and avoid them without provoking them.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to cast Color Spray, so I can try and get out of this little corner I'm in right here.
Okay.
It's a 15-foot cone. I'm not exactly sure if I get the cone rules.
Unfortunately,
or not.
with the cone, you can pick one of them, but one of them is the best you're gonna be able to manage. Well, unless you focused it downwards, in which case you would get multiple wolves.
Where would I get the most?
If you were to focus it down here, you would get this wolf. God damn it! Now I have to change this. Focusing down here, you would get this wolf. Why is it? Hold on. I told you not to do it from a corner, you stupid ruler. You would get this wolf, and focusing this way, you would also get this wolf. So you'd be able to target all 4 of these.
Okay.
Just with the way that you can angle that cone.
Well, if I get those 4 and then I use my bonus to disengage, I can still make the acrobatics checks to move through the crappy ones, right?
If you wanted, yes.
Yeah, well, I'll go ahead and at least give that a shot, because I'm surrounded, and that's not a good place for a rogue to be.
Grrggl is now lost off in the depths of the towers and has no idea where he's at because he was moving himself. To put you
I'm
back
sorry,
right
I'm
there, buddy.
60, 10. 10.
And it's not a save for them, so
Yeah,
I just
kids,
look at
yeah.
count hit points. All right. I know. Well, unfortunately, that's just the the ramifications of how this map is set up. You know what? Here, I can do something for you. Where's the You Are Here token? I'm just gonna move the You Are Here token down here so you can see.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh,
Oh,
Wait,
thank
now
you.
we all see. Does
Much
that
better.
matter?
Well, you can't. Grrggl can see what the You Are Here ticket says. Nobody else can see what the You Are Here ticket says. Actually, that's a fair point. Grrggl, I'm just gonna put a copy of you down here. That way you can see what's going on down here. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
Because you can see everything going on outside the tower. So we'll put you like over here. All right. What did you roll, Balin? Roll 26. Okay, with a 26, starting from the lowest up to the highest, you see randomly one of these three is. So we're just gonna do the first two. The first two wolves kind of whelp and begin to shake their heads as if they have no idea what is going on. I'm just going to put an orange marker on them because that shows what happened to them. You see the others do not seem to be affected.
Okay. In that case, I will move to here. I will take a disengage action on my bonus action anyway, just because I'd be provoking for more than just the blind ones. And then is it an acrobatics check?
Yes. I will roll a fire roll at disadvantage for these wolves. Alright, yeah. You can manage to basically slip around this wolf without any issue as you dodge and weave around the swipes that are coming at you.
Okay. And is it difficult movement to go through the one?
Yes.
Okay. 5, 15. And then I think that's I think right about there is where I can get those 5, 15. Nope, I go back to the ruler thing. That's 5. That was 15. And then 1, 2. Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Slingshot yells, "Just come stand by me!"
I have to get around to you first.
I thought you were slipping by that wolf there.
It's not blind, so I can't.
Oh, got it.
I was
didn't
hoping
target
to
that
get.
one.
I was hoping to get one of the ones so I can get closer, but now I can't.
I
That's
mean, you
my
could have
action.
targeted them instead of going for the maximum number of them. You just said you wanted to go for the maximum number. I told you where the maximum number was.
It's mainly because I still don't understand how cones work, but that's just me. 'Cause I don't get it. But yeah, that's my turn. So I'm done.
I really wish that they had like cone as a shape that you could draw. It blows
Yeah,
my
like a
mind.
template.
Yeah,
That would be nice.
I was trying to. do one. Anyway,
I'm just gonna have to draw like some shapes for that you guys can use whenever you want to. All right, blink shot. It comes around to your turn again.
oh, and I am going to cast Cure Wounds at level 3 on myself
Okay.
because ow.
All right. You appear to be far enough away from the tower that it does not stop you.
Thank God.
that was a big
Oh.
one.
God damn.
That's hella good. The one, but still.
Yeah, the one is what I was bitching about. But I guess it was a 7 and a 1, not just two.
Yes.
I thought it was 2 1s at first, and I was like, oh. Alright.
Yeah. Whenever playing in games where I have advantage on initiative, and it's like, man, how the fuck did I get a 24 on initiative and it's red? It's because you rolled a 1 as well.
Yep.
Because roll 20 doesn't get that. All right. So you heal yourself with Cure Wounds as an action. I don't think you have a bonus action, and I
Not
doubt
if
you're
I
gonna
continue.
move. So we're gonna move on to the werewolves. The werewolves, which are going to just resume their attacks on you. A miss, and a 19.
Exactly what they needed.
Yeah. One got an 18, but an 18 is not good enough for you. All right, so they bite down on you, and you are going to take 10 piercing damage, and I need another con save from you, good sir.
Another miss.
All right. The claws come out as well.
You said 10 damage?
10 piercing, yes. Unfortunately, that's a 21 and a 21 on 2 of the other claws. I don't know why they're rolling so well.
God,
Holy
dude.
shit. It's going to be 17 more slashing damage.
Wow!
As I get 10 on one and 7 on another. That was a max roll slashing damage from that one. These werewolves apparently really hate dwarves.
Yeah.
The ones that were eluded Balin, they proceed to chase him back down. as they were not stopped by his color spray, and they are far more interested in chasing him down than anything else. With a couple of bite rolls on him. God damn, what? Apparently, this is the B team. One of them does manage to get a 17.
That will hit.
All right, 4 piercing damage from that one, and I need a con save from you. All right, and then their claws come out. One gets a 22. The others are going to miss horribly for 4 more slashing. Blinkshaw, I imagine this Blinkshaw looks longingly over at the inefficient werewolves while he's dealing with these werewolves.
I am staying muted as I curse over here.
I will use my reaction to have that last one. Just
So
because
6 total. All right.
Yeah. I'm getting pretty low.
Come up to the big werewolf who. One of you tried to stab him. The other of you cast lightning breath on him. Yeah, no, he's going for the person who used lightning breath. A natural 20 against you, Tashra.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Followed by a 12.
Jeez.
All right. He sinks his teeth into you. You are going to take 11 piercing damage. I need a con save from you as well.
Okay. Here's a con save.
Alrighty. That is his turn. Grrggl.
All right, I'm gonna. Though there's 3 on Balin right now. Have any of them taken damage?
You know you shot one of them with a bolt. You shot the one that was over here.
I just like this. All right, I'll take a shot at him again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's
And you
gonna
know,
hit.
I'll make that a trip attack as well. So it's a DC 15, or he trips, fall prone.
What?
DC 15.
What save?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's I think strength. Yeah, strength save.
Alright, he's gonna fail and fall prone.
And an
As an
additional
arrow
5 damage.
flies from above as he leans back and just pierces in the top of the knee and buckles him to the ground.
All right, I'm done.
Alright, the wolves' turn. 2 of them are currently blinded and shaking their heads because they cannot seem to break through whatever the hell this is. These come jumping into the room, running around as they swarm around the platform with their exceeding amounts of movement. Swarm around you. You would be able to get opportunity attacks against the Fildinist, but currently you have dropped your dagger, and you could try to punch them if you really wanted to.
Yeah. Oh, punch a bitch.
As they run basically around Kirill's legs.
I'm assuming just a strength check, I would imagine.
This is a straight strength check without your proficiency, yes.
2.
You like you go to punch and the Kirill's leg just comes in the way and you just gonna punch him in the thigh. It doesn't hurt, but it doesn't seem to do anything.
It's soft.
Alright, those wolves are there. This wolf turns around and goes back after Balin because it doesn't realize that magic is dangerous and it just wants to bite a bitch. This one, seeing that something runs by, it's going to circle back around and go after Balin as well because that's just kosher.
Did I get an
Jeez.
opportunity attack against one?
No, because the one that moved from here was here.
Oh, I thought there was one right there against me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess you would have gotten an
Yeah, inside.
opportunity attack against that one. Sorry.
Hey!
I was glad I hadn't done their attacks yet, because that could have been bad. Fortunately, that misses, and they're all going to get their attacks. So 3 on Tashra, 2 on Blinkshaw, and actually, one of them's going to attack Fildinist. So we're going to have 1 on Fildinist, 2 on Tashra, 2 on Blinkshaw, and 2 on
The one I tried to punch.
Yes, the one that you tried to punch is not happy that you tried to punch it, and it rolls a natural 20 against you.
Yay.
So it just kind of leaps up on Fildinist, sinking its teeth into his shoulder and trying to drag him to the ground. I need a strength saving throw from you, and you're going to take 11 piercing damage. All right, it drags Fildinist to the ground as it begins to maul him.
This is
I'm
not good.
rolling way too good tonight. Holy shit! The 2 on Tashra, 1 is going to miss with a 15, the other is going to get a 19.
That hits.
All right, 9 piercing damage.
I'm out.
I'm not going to need anything, as you two are dragged to the ground by yet another wolf.
I think I'm gonna have a party wipe.
It's rough. Okay, blink shot against you. All right, these have advantage, so that's a 19. One jumps up on you and bites you for 7 piercing as well.
I am out.
All right, blink shot falls as well.
Oh,
Two
both
over-
healers, great.
2 over on Balin. It's an 18 and a 20.
Both hit.
All right, 5 piercing from the first and 7 piercing from the second.
I'm down 2.
Yeah, taking over 35 damage in one go was not good.
Fucking Christ, guys. All right.
I got it.
You just feel this scream. I got it from inside the tower.
All right. Jeez.
Okay, that's the end of the wolf's turn. Phil Dennis, it is your turn.
Alright, I got it. I want to take, I forget what weapon it's called, but whatever weapon that Tasha had, and swing
That is
Talon?
Talon. I'll just take it. Mine. And then I'm going to go for the big wolf's shins. 'Cause I'm short. What weapon is it? It's a long sword or a short sword?
It's a longsword, I think.
On sword.
She. It's fine.
So yeah, it's just a straight strength check +1 for you, unfortunately.
+1.
Yes, because it is a magic weapon that you do not need to be attuned to use.
So it's a -1. Can I...
A 12 is
yeah.
what you need to hit.
Oh my
Aha!
god!
What's the damage?
So Phil Dennis grabs, it's a D10, because I'm assuming you're using it with both hands.
-1.
+1. So yeah, -1. D10 -1. Phil Dennis brandishes Talon and stabs out at Kirill.
Yeah!
Alright, you stab him for 6 points of damage. Phil Dennis is gonna save the day, guys. It's fine. Alright, that is Phil Dennis' turn. At Rictavio's turn, he finishes sliding down the side of the tower and is very glad he's done so.
Bad move.
He has to take a little bit of time to like step away from the platform as it rises up and then drops down around it. And as he lands next to the wolves, he draws a cane and rips the bottom off and reveals there is a blade underneath, which he will use to stab out at the 2 wolves in front of him. And he's going to unfortunately miss them, because apparently he too is moderately inept at this. That's great. Tashra,
I'm out.
I need a death save from you.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yep. You sure do.
Alright, that is 1 success. Balin, I need a death save from you. Balin wakes up.
Oh, really?
His eyes wake. Your eyes awaken with 1 hit point as you are prone on the ground. That's what happens when you crit a death save.
Sweet. There's still wolves standing over me, right?
There are still 2 wolves and 3 werewolves standing over you. Yes.
Son of a crap.
Make a perception check as you're staring up at the sky.
Alrighty.
As you kind of stare up at the sky, just thinking about what the hell you've gotten yourself into, you see that there are not only 1, but 3 ravens that are kind of circling around overhead and descending towards you.
Okay. Let's hope that they're friendly. Is it half my movement to stand? Is that what it is?
Half your movement to stand, yes.
Okay.
Does he take his death save at the end of his turn?
No, you take it at the beginning of your turn.
Okay.
So I'm just
A
trying
death
to-
save is the first thing you do on your turn every single time.
Does the dodge action apply to every attack against you that round, or just
Yes.
the first?
Everything until you start your next turn.
I'm going to stand up and then with my bonus disengage again. So that's 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna get attacked right away if I go that way. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to use my staff to cast web, and hopefully these guys won't be able to move anymore, and I can go run back in and try and help somebody else.
Alright, 20 foot.
So that's gonna be like, oops.
is a
Right.
20-foot cube.
Yeah, so where's the draw shapes? I'll show you where I was thinking. Here we go. I had the wrong one.
You know, it'd be awesome if they could add that little update for the ruler. If they could add that to, you know, drawing shapes. So we could actually draw a shape that is 20 foot long whenever we need to use it.
My
That'd be
shapes
cool.
disappear now.
That's not it. I think I need one to move it over one more. Shapes disappear. What?
Like, I draw this shape and then it disappears when I let it go.
Huh.
Oops.
Can you draw
That's-
the shape?
That's enough. 1, 2, 3,
Mine didn't disappear.
I was gonna try and get the blind wolf in there too, but I don't think I can.
Yeah, yours are disappearing.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to get the blind wolves and these wolves. The space just isn't large enough.
Okay.
Alright, so when they start their turn, they're gonna have to make dex saves to try and keep her fit from being trapped by this. Blinkshaw.
Heyo.
Alright, that is a failure for Blinkshaw. Alright, I'm also rolling initiative for the Ravens. They are obviously going to join up. And that reminds me, hey, guess what? I should really set that to hidden. Because Curse of Strahd is the worst setup game in history. Alright, so that's the failure. The werewolves' turn. Their targets have dropped prone. You see one of the werewolves kind of pick Blinkshaw up and begin to carry him away. Like just kind of slings him over his shoulder and begins to carry him away. The others look around. These see that Balin is over there, but they're all, sorry, these have worn off, so these wolves are no longer blinded. So what are they gonna do? They would try to get in the tower, but they don't really have a lot of room in the tower, so they're just gonna start to push themselves inside. Basically moving to the edge of the tower, trying to get cover from the creature that was firing at them from above, because they were aware of that. Some of the werewolves
There's
go
no
off
creature up here.
with Blinkshaw. And I'm going to see... Let's see here. Because in this instance, they don't really want you to die, Blinkshaw. Alright, Blinkshaw, you're stabilized.
Alright, I will remove a failure.
The others over here, they all have to make... That's not con saves, it is dexterity saving throws. Unfortunately, that one rolled a natural 19, so that's just going to be the save for him. The other two appear to be stuck, but one of them manages to slip his way out of the webbing. Step over here, and it's attempts to chase down Blinkshaw, or not Blinkshaw, Balin. And unfortunately, he's going to get a 23 on his first attack. So you,
Awesome. Yeah.
I need another con save from you.
Wait, that was just con.
All right. Well, you're
You know,
good either way.
Same roll.
Yeah, you rolled very high. All right. Balin drops back down after a momentary reprieve of standing back up. Unfortunately, it does not work out so well for him. Two others appear to be trapped. On the next turn, you all see as three ravens basically poof in mid-air as they land in the ground in semi-humanoid form. Actually, let me double check to see if there is... There is. Hey. Wait, no, that's not the right one. Is there a... Wow. Great tokens on that. Let me change these sides right quick. As you all can see the glory that is the hybrid were-raven. Is a wonderful looking token.
Now I see it. That's fine.
Alright. One of them drops down directly next to Balin. And while you see that it does land to it, it doesn't... actually, nobody sees it except for Grrggl. It doesn't seem to take a swipe at the werewolf. It seems to just kind of like envelop Balin and kind of wrap himself over him. Another is going to sail down and land next to Blinkshaw and basically grab him and start to wrestle with the werewolf to try and pull him away. It is going to be unsuccessful, unfortunately. You see another kind of lands at the top of the tower, Grrggl, next to where you are, and just kind of like looks at the window like... It doesn't say anything, but it just kind of like caws at you.
Hi.
And it kind of leans its head down and points to the ground and then looks back at you. Then makes a gesture, like it kind of gestures like a drinking motion.
You want me to drink the ground?
You see its body kind of slumps a little, and then it looks back to the ground, and then it just kind of drops off the tower and begins to drop down below, but that's all it had on its turn.
It does a
So
raven
it's dropping
face
down to
palm.
the tower. Alright, Kirill's turn. Kirill just got stabbed, so Kirill's gonna go up to the thing to stab him. It's a 22 against you, and a
Uncanny-
7 for Dennis.
Uncanny dodge. Yeah, 23.
So you're going to take 7 piercing damage, and I need a con save from you. The claw's gonna miss regardless, he only got a 7.
Haha!
Alright. That's fine for you. You are not down yet, as he just bites you and does what he can. Grrggl, it is your turn.
6, motherfucker!
The Grrggl, the werewolf that has Blink Shaw, I would like to take a shot at him.
Okay. He has moved a little bit farther away, so these attacks are now going to be at disadvantage.
Okay.
But you're going to hit him either way.
I would like to make a trip attack on him as well.
Okay.
Strength DC 15
Alright, he will fail.
and 3 points of damage again.
So 17 points of damage to him. And he falls to the ground, dropping Blink Shot in the process. Alrighty then. Alright, so now we come to the wolves' turns. The wolves, creatures as they are, attempt to maul the were-ravens. And you see, tries they might, many of them land bites. The were-ravens seem to be relatively unbothered by it. These two over here move around and attempt to essentially maul the were-raven, but it's not having. They're just jump on its back and are doing their best, but they're not getting anywhere. These are going to over here to join this one. The ones inside. These two are going to go after Rictavio because he's there after all. Getting another natural 20. What the fuck is with the natural 20s tonight? Holy shit. Doing a fair decent amount of damage. And he has to make a strength save. Alright, he does not fall prone. Phil Dennis.
I don't get attacked or anything?
You do not get attacked.
Oh! I want to stab at the big guy and can use inspiration for advantage.
Okay. You can do that.
11.
Unfortunately, an 11 doesn't hit.
Rats. That's it.
Alright, that is your turn.
Stay there like
Octavio's turn. He seems to get the idea that things are going a little more poorly than they should be. So he is going to... he's going to take 2 swipes with his short sword against these wolves once more. Missing them again. Hold on, I gotta double check this. I think this sheet is incorrect.
Yeah. If he's missing, me too.
Me too. Mine must be wrong.
Is it really late? It is, wow. I thought Octavio was better than that.
And the wolves are the ones that are wrong.
Alright, he takes 2 swipes and unfortunately is unable to find any purchase on one of these werewolves. Tashra,
Death saving throw.
that's saving throw.
Death
Okay.
save.
That's a success. Balin, you're back unconscious, but you're at the start of the round, so go ahead and make me a death saving throw.
Alrighty then.
And pass it.
20!
Oh, so
That's a
close.
success. Shaw, same song and dance.
I'm
I just spilled a whole bunch of water. God damn it.
Ooh.
You are stabilized. That's right, because you were stabilized by one of the werewolves. Strangely enough. Alrighty. Coming around to the werewolf's turn. The werewolf stands up, and you see it kind of jump over Blinkshaw and attempt to maul the were-raven much as it was before, biting it and clawing and tearing at it, though it doesn't seem to do a whole lot. The other werewolves kind of move out, and they begin to wrestle with the were-ravens, realizing that their effects are not all that effective, and they basically grapple them down. holding them and preventing them from going anywhere. The ones that are taking shelter on the edge of the tower, they can't really get any closer. Oh, there's another wolf in there. I forgot he was in there. I can't see him under something else. Oh. That's gonna be it for the werewolves. The were-ravens, they are currently... One is currently grappled down. One is currently not. The one that is not is going to do its best to... It's not grappled. It peeks Blink Show up, and you see, it kind of, Grrggl, you see as it kind of grabs him with the bottom of its legs, and then, despite all of the creatures ripping and tearing at it, it begins to take off into the air.
Whew.
And it is flying him up towards your window. Alright, that is their turn. On Kirill's turn, he returns his attention towards... you, Filthiness.
Me?
Yes, his first attack is going to be an 18.
That'll hit.
Alright, you are going to take 8 piercing damage. I need a con save from you.
I would, but I'm down.
Well, I'll still need a con save from you.
Oh. Nailed it.
Alright, so, as Filthiness goes black, everything goes black. You all have no idea what's going on. I'm sorry, Grrggl, you're still conscious. I'm sorry, I forgot Grrggl's up in the tower. Yes, Grrggl, it is your turn. I completely forgot Grrggle's turn. He's up in the tower, so and I didn't see him under the turn tracker. Shit.
So, they're all down. One of the ravens has picked up Blinkshaw.
Yes, and is carrying him up towards the top of the tower. The other one is kind of moving. The other one is moving over towards Balin as quickly as it can carry itself, essentially.
Okay. I will. Can I look down the shaft and see what's going on at the base of the tower?
Looking down the shaft at the bottom of the tower, you can see there is. I want to say that Tasha's lantern was lit, so there is light down here. You can see what looks like Rictavio fighting off 2 wolves.
All right. I will fire down at one of them.
Okay.
I don't. It's that's probably not at disadvantage.
Well, it's going to hit either way.
All right.
Your bolt sails true and pierces straight down to the top of this wolf's head, and it just kind of whelps and falls to the ground immediately. A second later, you just kind of see a half glance up from Von Richten and a nod, an appreciation, as he's been having trouble.
Is there any additional damage for like gravity?
No.
Gravity damage.
Believe it or
Doesn't
not,
hurt to ask.
a crossbow bolt actually travels fairly fast until it gets to the end of its trajectory, so you'd have to shoot from very high up to get a bonus from that. Okay, that's your turn. We come around to the wolf's turn. You don't see anything that's going on outside the tower now. You just see one wolf takes the place of the other one and attempts to maul Rictavio. One of them manages to successfully bite him. The other actually misses for once. And he continues to do his best to fight him off. Phil Dennis, I need a death save from you, good sir.
Instant death.
Alright, that is a failure. Okay. On Rictavio's turn, he sees just how utterly poorly everything is going. And he begins to mumble something that nobody can hear, because the only person who could potentially hear it is 80 feet away. But after he mumbles it, the stone statues that raise and lower the lift begin to shake and turn and face the wolves.
Shouldn't that earlier?
I need to roll initiative for these guys.
Because his magic works.
Alright, so 18 for them. As you've seen, the magic inside the tower apparently works, but nothing from outside the tower apparently does anything. Alright, so 4 statues animate and begin to rebuff your... I'm going to move you a bit here, Fullness, because you're under or up top one of the tokens. And they begin to besiege the incoming creatures. Do this. Alright, the golems begin to slam. One of the wolves is slain immediately. Actually, both of the wolves are slain immediately, as one statue just beats and bludgeons them to death. Another turns to Grrggl and begins to beat and bludgeon him as well. And at first, Grrggl seems to be cocky about this until one of the golems clocks it square in the side of the jaw, and you see it does a remarkable amount of damage. It appears that these weapon attacks are magical. And in this, he seems there's a level of shock in his eyes. That I'm narrating this for no reason. Nobody can see this. Goddamn, what
I can
happened?
see it. Can I see
No,
it?
you actually can't see it because he is outside of you from the center of the
The
tower.
viewers can see it though.
The viewers can see it. Yes. All right. You see one golem kind of push through the middle of the tower, and then see several werewolves are outside. Several werewolves are kind of shoved out. Those two golems come powering through the tower. All right, Toshra, death save, please.
Alright. It's another success. So,
3 successes and you're stabilized. All right.
okay.
So it is Toshra's turn.
Nice.
After Toshra's turn, it is Balin's turn. A success for Balin. Alrighty then. On Blinkshell's turn, he's already stabilized. On the werewolf's turn, they are going to do their best to attempt to bring down these golems. They begin to rake and tear at these golems to the best of their ability, but they see that they are not making a lot of progress quickly. At which point you hear Grrggl scream out, actually Grrggl, you're the only one who hears this, you hear him scream out, "This is pointless! Retreat! Take what you can!" And you see that they begin to turn and flee from the tower. Or you hear as they turn and flee from the tower.
Yeah, retreat, but don't do the other thing.
Alright, the golems continue to fight the ones that are not having a slow time retreating. Alright, at this point, okay, that's their turn. That were-ravens. Let's see what they do. Okay. Grrggl is fleeing as well as he gets the hell out of there. Grrggl, it is your turn.
Do I still see Roctalvia engage with the wolf, or is it running off?
No, you see the two wolves that were engaging with him are dead.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll go back out and look out the window and see what's going on.
Looking out the window, you can see that most of the werewolves are fleeing, as well as the wolves, as they seem to have understood what is going on. Blinkshaw has been dropped off on the inside the window on the top floor, and he is just kind of laying there next to you with a Ray Raven perched on the side of the tower looking out. You can see that Balin is being carried off into the night.
Oh boy.
The two Ravens that were working, trying to save him, are chasing after him, but the werewolves are basically carrying him off. And it seems to be an issue where neither one of them can really injure the other, so it's more of just a tugging contest on Balin, which the werewolves are winning.
All right, I'm gonna take a pop at one of the werewolves that's on Balin and try to get them to loosen their grip.
Okay. Unfortunately, that is a miss.
Wait. I know that's missing. I'd like to use
Okay.
precision attack.
All right.
Yeah,
That
I
is
knew
fair.
was
I'll let you have that.
Oh,
All right, that's going to
a
hit
19.
then.
All right.
One of them takes 19 points of damage. Unfortunately, there's nothing to prevent him from dropping Balin, so at this point it's more of just a distraction as an arrow pierces into their back and a werewolf kind of kicks him in the side of the head as they fly around them.
All right. Yeah, I guess that's my action.
All right, so I'm just going to start deleting this. As things begin to flee, the were-raven that is... Actually, sorry, I'll move this over there. So the were-raven remains with Blinkshot, kind of watching things as they go. The werewolves continue to flee, and as the werewolves flee, the clay golems resume their positions inside the tower, back around the statues. I believe everybody is stabilized, correct?
Nope.
Well, Dennis, you're not
Alright.
stabilized. It is your turn.
Yep.
I would love for you to make a saving throw, please.
I have a 10% chance of dying. Ah.
Oh,
I mean,
you got
yay!
it.
No, I'm joking.
Wait.
That's a success. All right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Your rolls
Octavia's
are
turn.
delayed on my side, and I thought you actually died.
Yeah, I know, right?
Same here.
So, Octavio, you see Octavio is kind of checking over the bodies of your companions down below. Grrggl, just basically making sure that they're not dead. I realize your Tasha's already stabilized. Full Dennis, if you weren't, you are now. As Octavio basically treats your wounds and ensures that nothing bad's going to happen to you. Alright, you're out of initiative order.
I have not stabilized yet.
You, so good sir, are currently being carried off into the night, so we're going to have to get to you later.
So,
Okay,
is,
I have one more death save to roll. Is what I'm saying.
We'll make a death save then.
Oh,
Make another one.
So it's 2. Now I'm 1. Back
were-
to 0.
No, your 11 was your third success.
No, all right.
Thank God.
You don't lose them. That's right. I thought you lost one, or else I just rolled myself into death.
so it's the wolves that are taking him off, or a raven?
It is the wolves that are carrying him off, but the ravens were attempting to stop that. Unfortunately, they were not having much success.
I have more death saves unless someone stabilizes
You
me.
were stabilized by Von Richten.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute out for a minute and run to the bathroom real fast since I can't really hear or see anything.
That is
Okay.
fair.
Right.
Alright. So, okay. At this point, Toshra, you wake up outside of the tower with Von Richten standing over you with... I have like 18 sheets open. I gotta close a few. Give me a second here. Slow me down. With... 12 hit points.
Okay.
And as you kind of wake up, Von Richten's kind of just like hold this out of your head. You're not dead, right? Good. We're going to have to get your friends up, and then we're going to have to go after your friend now. I feel the
Alright.
worst one.
Yeah, Grrggl's
stand-
gonna run up to the were-raven in there and be like, "We gotta go after him now. Let's go!
He kind of tilts his head to the side and just kind of
Come on, pick me up. Let's go. They're getting away."
make a persuasion check, Grrggl.
Oh boy. 16?
It just kind of gives you a look for a second. And then you see it kind of like step out through the window and then hold a leg off in the air and start to like pincer it.
All right. Pop off.
Right. So it's you can't really ride on its back. It's more of you have to be carried by it. So as you kind of walk out, it kind of
Alright.
reaches its leg up. It's enormously long, but it's still a raven's foot. As it kind of clutches onto your shoulders and then leaps
wait.
off the side of the tower.
Carry me by my feet. Ah!
It's carrying you by your shoulders.
Damn, I can't fire like this.
You can still
Alright.
fire like this. It would just be somewhat
Can I?
difficult.
Use your
Okay,
feet.
cool.
It's curved
So if you-
straight off into the night by a were-raven. All right. And the next
I've stood
turn,
up.
yes, you stand up. You see that Von Richten carries Phil Dennis outside as well, and then casts a spell on him as well. And Phil Dennis, you will recover 9 points of healing. God,
However,
like,
I wanna
God,
go
you
over
make
to
fun of
Blink
your
Shot.
rolls, but god damn.
Yeah.
Can I
Those
get
are...
this? Or are we still in turn order?
looking around, you don't see Blinkshaw.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I play dead.
Alright, so you receive healing, and then you play dead. And then Arkin's gonna knock you on the head. This is no time for that. Get up.
Oh! At their...
They've taken Balin, which means they intend to fully ensure that he turns into a werewolf. Unless you want to fight your friend in the future, we need to go after him now.
Well then, let's go. Where's Spud? The horse.
Where's Blinkshaw?
At this point, you see Von Richten looks around. I have no idea. Wish for all of you to see a raven clutching each shoulder of Grrggl take off into the night.
What?
You probably hear him screaming, "Let's go get Balin." And
You
oh wait, I'm
also
sorry.
hear him screaming, "Let's
And-
go get
yes.
Balin!"
You also hear him scream, "No, take me by my feet!"
Oh man. Well, we gotta give chase.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself at 2nd level because that's all I
Okay.
have.
You have been moved
Um,
outside of the tower's effect, so this one will be successful.
Okay, thank you.
And looking both of you over, Von Richten will be like, "If you need more healing, just ask. I can provide."
Okay, well you
Yes,
could tell me
please.
that before I use up my second to last spell.
He will provide some more healing, giving 5 to Tashra. He's basically just going to burn through some of his spells here as well. 5 to Tashra, 11 to Fildenus,
Sweet.
another 9 to Tashra, and then...
Oh, I'm full.
Oh, you're full? Alright,
Now
then he'll give that to
I mean-
Fildenus.
Give it to me.
Well, I was almost full until the 9. The 9 would have made me full, but
I think I'm good.
So 9 to Fildenus, and then another 8 to Fildenus, as he's just going through these spells anyways.
Okay, I'm full now.
Alright, but as you kind of look around, you see that there is no sign of Blinkshaw, and as he kind of looks up to the top of the tower, both of you make me perception checks, please.
They squint so hard at the sky.
Both of you see that the armor that was standing in the corner of the room, just still as could be, is leaning out the window and pointing inside the tower. And Von Richten just says, "Oh, your friend is up there. How did he get up there?"
Huh?
Alright, we need to recover him. And Von Richten moves back inside, and then he stands there as the lift begins to chunk and begins its slow descent. Grrggl, you are currently hovering over the top of not the forest, but a lake, as the were-raven soars through the sky, and you can just barely make out ahead what looks like 2 were-ravens still in combat with 3 werewolves. The wolves are nowhere to be seen at the moment. But they are carrying him as quickly as they can around the edge of Lake Baratok.
Alright, they're taking Balin still?
Yes, they are still taking Balin. It seems the were-ravens have been unsuccessful in taking him away.
Am I within, I guess what's the distance? I'd like to be within range of, I want to be in short range before I start taking shots.
You've seen this off ahead, just as they are scampering around the side of the lake, but the were-raven is taking you continuously closer.
Okay. I will, I guess, can I hold my action to, I would like to fire upon one of them without disadvantage.
Alright. Unfortunately, it is not the quickest of going, as the werewolves themselves are fairly fast, and the were-ravens don't appear to be as quick as you would expect, especially since it is currently carrying you, so it is doing its best to catch up, but it's having a bit of a hard time.
Okay, then in that case, I'll take a shot at it anyway.
I like to do some stuff too.
Nice. And I'd also like to make one at a trip attack.
Okay. You see that werewolf falls to the ground. Alright.
Is that in any way?
Yes.
Is that like
when he trips and falls to the ground, he drops Balin's unconscious body. And you see the other 2 werewolves that were running with him kind of turn and realize what has happened as he falls to the earth. Both were-ravens kind of dive on him, one diving on him, the other diving to tackle the werewolf to the ground. And in that ensuing scuffle... Alright, you see the were-raven pick Balin's unconscious body up and begin to take off into the air, as the other were-raven attempts its best to hold the werewolf down. After a few seconds, the Balin is raising up, the were-raven that was tackling the werewolf also raises up, and the werewolves that were attempting to kidnap him howl in frustration as you all fly away.
All right, go team.
You hear a squawk from as the one that is carrying you turns and begins to head back towards the tower, complete with 2 others.
Hey, one of you should follow them. We got to know where they're going.
Despite that, you see that none of them move to follow the werewolves. Alright, back to the tower. Fildenus, what are you doing?
I'm gonna give Tasha back her sword.
Okay.
Like, I ganked one.
You give Tasha back her sword.
Thank you.
And then do I see our goblin?
You do not see any sign of him.
Alright, I'm going to squint my eyes really hard, squeeze my butt cheeks, and click my heels, and use my transformation boon to turn into a raven.
Okay. So this is something that has
And-
never been done before, but it's
And
been
give
done
chase.
now. Alright. Sorry, I'm moving all my stuff around as I'm sitting back down, because this is just very inconvenient the way I'm doing it. Fuck standing up sometimes, guys. Seriously. Especially when the computer's not turned to the angle that needs to be turned up. Alright, so, you turn into a raven, you begin to soar off into the direction that all of the werewolves fled to.
I'm a normal size raven, right?
Yep, so off goes Phil Dennis. Inside the tower, as you take chase, Rictavio, you can hear the tower begin to descend once more, Tasha, as it is kind of chunk as the golems continue to lower it up and down. At which point you see that Rictavio has laid Blinkshaw out across the platform and is now trying his best, somewhat failing to drag him across the floor and outside the tower.
I'm gonna help.
Yes, thank you. I'm not as strong as I used to be in my youth. All
You got
and
any
once
more
he's-
for him?
I have enough, yes. I will do what I can. And then... Blinkshaw, you awaken with 18 hit points.
Right.
I'll give
Where
you
were
my
those
last
heals
spell.
before?
Nowhere.
You awaken to see Tasha
Well,
and Von
actually-
Richten looking over you.
Are we dead yet?
Not
No.
yet, no.
Surprisingly.
Where's
The
everybody?
werewolves
else?
took your friend Balin, Grrggl, and Phil Dennis. They chased after him. I wasn't aware that Phil Dennis could transform into a bird. That was fascinating.
He did what?
Transformed into a bird. Does he not often do that?
No. Are you sure we're not dead?
He kind of lifts his head up, looks over at Tasha. I'm fairly certain.
Let's go get Balin. We have to go after him.
Alright.
These are werewolves, right? They
They are.
I'm ready. Let's go.
turn him into a wolf. I was bitten too.
Chance to ransack it.
Am
you
I
were
going
bitten.
to turn into a wolf?
Who was bitten? He starts
Me.
to kind of... Was anyone else bitten?
I was too.
Right. Well, that's going to complicate things, but that's something we can deal with in the future.
I have a lesser restoration.
Magic is not going to cut it.
Okay.
Lycanthropy is a curse, my dear.
I have remove curse spell that I can pair in the morning.
That would be sufficient.
Right.
Good. I can do the same. I try to use my Pearl of Power.
Okay.
Does it work?
I believe you tried to use the Pearl of Power inside the tower, didn't
That
you?
is correct.
Right, and since it was inside the tower, you couldn't actually activate it, so it didn't expend it. So you
Okay.
can use it to recover your spell slot.
Yeah, I was not sure if it expended or not. All right, so I have one more spell slot.
I will say it is better to use that now. Lycanthropy is far more difficult to remove once a creature has actually turned, but if you have not yet turned, it is capable of removing the curse before things become more complicated. So better safe than sorry if you have the magics.
I'm gonna cast my
Unfortunately-
final spell on Blinkshaw and give him some more hit points.
I was actually going to ask, do you have any more of that healing, Rictavio?
I do, but I feel that should you save more of my magic for curing you of this disease, this curse.
Agreed. I
We're
told
going to need it.
Tasha, let's
Take some hit points.
save.
Oh, well, that was my last spell, but
Okay.
13 hit points back to Blinkshaw.
Wee.
Alright, as you are having this conversation, you see in the distance 3 ravens come barreling out of the sky, complete with Phil Dennis. So yeah, actually, I should turn back time a little bit here. Phil Dennis, as you were flying out, you just see all 3 of the ravens, 2 of them carrying members of your party, flying back towards you in a hurry.
I just follow them.
Yeah, so you can fall in line with them. A few of them kind of look over at you, but none of them call or say anything. as members of your party are now just kind of dropped to the ground next to everyone outside.
Wait,
As-
dropped from how high?
You dropped from 5 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, Grrggl is just going to drop to the ground, and then Balin is laid on the ground next to one of the were-ravens. And they just kind of look around at the group as a bird just kind of lands on top of the wagon. Balrog kind of looks in surprise. You managed to save him. Well, that makes things significantly less complicated.
Yeah. Where I'm useful.
Yes. All right. And he kind of looks.
Can you guys heal him? You gotta heal him. He's hurt. He's hurt.
Yes, fine. We'll make sure that he is not. If Linkshot would like to do it, Linkshot can do it. That's fine.
I have a level 1 that I'll use.
I have
And
a
I would save
potion,
my level 3 spell.
but if we're gonna sleep,
So 9 to Balin.
Oh, I lived.
Yes.
Yes.
Balin, you received 9 hit points.
Do I wake up?
Balin,
Hold on, let me
do you
double
sit
check.
up?
I need to go back to the chat. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Because you are rolling.
I clicked the wrong button. I think I know what you're thinking about. But if you say that's the one I have to use, I have to use it. I usually use my short sword as my main hand.
No. I'm looking at. I'm checking something
okay.
else.
Trying to figure out which one of us has turned into werewolves.
I'm pretty fat,
I
so I'm
thought-
good.
The minute I died, I was like, damn it! I clicked my silver scimitar, not my short sword. But I usually use my short sword as my main hand. And if I dropped Blisk's sword, we're going back.
I mean, unless you have like one of those Wii remote like
Okay.
lashes.
Yes,
to
Balin,
it.
you wake up. I was going back and counting the death saves because I wasn't sure if there was an error in there, but no, you were stable.
And I had 2 when I rolled my 3rd success, so I was good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Balin,
So-
do you sit up?
Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is, Lake, this is your call because I'm going to call myself out on this. I usually use my short sword as my main hand, but I clicked the scimitar button on my attack earlier. Did I drop my short sword or did I drop Blisk's scimitar?
You would have dropped them both, as they were,
Well,
or if you were
it was
using,
never
if you were
drawn.
using one,
Yeah.
you would have dropped whichever one you were using to attack.
Okay, so the short sword.
But it's also would literally just be like sitting on the ground over here somewhere, or over here.
Okay, so
you
yeah.
were not carried off with it with the werewolves, and it was not dropped off into the lake somewhere.
Okay, yeah. Balin's the minute Balin's eyes open, it's kind of just like they're filled with a welling of utter terror as his hand immediately goes to his sheath at his hip, and he instantly relaxes a bit when he finds that Blisk's silver scimitar is still there. He goes, "Okay, we're good. We can let them run away."
Grrggl leaps on Balin and hugs him and screams, "You're alive!"
Or you bitten?
Yes.
Shit.
Probably.
Was anyone
a few
here
times.
not bitten?
Grrggl.
I wasn't bitten.
Well, that prevents things from being complicated. So as you know, being bitten by a werewolf means bad things, so we need to ensure that you are not properly cursed. We need to do it before the next moon, otherwise you are going to... And you see he stops to look, you see as he says it, he kind of stops, he looks directly up into the sky and says, we need to do it soon. Very soon indeed.
Will
Do
we
we
have
have-
time to sleep?
We need to do this before that.
I don't have any spells. Oh, but I have a regeneration or a replenish potion.
I can restore whoever you think may be in the most danger. I can remove the curse from 2 of you. But I
What
will
does
say
a
that
replenish
if
potion do?
a replenishment potion, yes, a replenishment potion. So when you drink a replenishment potion, you regain spell slots equal to. Sorry, I'm double checking my notes here because this is something that we've never used, but you do have. It is a number of spell slots equal to your proficiency modifier.
Which is 3.
Yes.
So 1/3 level spell?
Presumably, yes.
Okay. Then I'll use that. And
And
I
I
can
have-
cure somebody.
I have 1/3 level spell as well. Thank God the Pearl of Power didn't die.
Should I use my potion then or not? Should I save it?
I was going to
'Cause
say I
if-
can cure 2 of you. But
Okay,
if
so then I can save.
all of you have been bitten, but
3.
Grrggl.
Yeah, there's 4 of us.
Oh, there's
so-
4 of us. Okay, I'll take it then.
Oh.
Well, if he can do 2 and Blinkshaw can do 1, and you can save the potion, right?
No, because there's
No,
4 of
there's
us.
4.
Leo.
Oh, he got bit too?
Yep. Everybody got bit.
Oh,
You could take a
jeez.
chance that you weren't properly infected, but if we were wrong and the night goes, then once an individual
Yeah.
has turned into a werewolf, it becomes significantly more difficult to remove the curse.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and cure myself then.
You can use your remove curse. I'm surprised everybody had that prepared, but you know what? I'm not going to question.
Wait,
Yeah.
no. Oh, I didn't have it prepared. I just had the potion.
You have a Blinkshaw.
No. Oh,
I can give you my potion.
sure. That
Will
should
that work? Take my potion.
Or you can give it to Rictavio too.
Take my
But-
potion.
But why? Just take
Yeah.
it.
All right. So I will do Balin and I will do Tasha.
Okay. All right. You can cast your remove curse on Balin and Tashra. In the meantime, Rictavio will. I know I'm intermittently switching from Rictavio and Von Richten. It's just I'm looking at the token the same as you guys, and it says Rictavio underneath it, so it's really fucking disorienting.
Rudolph. Rudolph it is.
Yes. No, Rudolph is. I refuse to call him Rudolph. He's Von Richten or nothing. All right. And you say he will begin to chant words of prayer to the Morning Lord. As he walks over and will cast a remove curse on Phil Dennis and a remove curse on
Blinkshaw.
Blinkshaw.
Just touch this random crow.
Yeah. So he just kind of reaches up and tries to touch you like right under the chin, Phil Dennis.
Eh? I guess.
I don't know if you did anything there, but you know we can't see there, right? I feel like that was something that where Leo did a head gesture, but
Yeah.
nobody could see it, so it was totally
I
wasted.
kind of did that on accident.
It scares me how well I know this man. It scares me.
What color's my underwear? I'm joking.
I don't know.
Don't answer
don't
that.
care.
You might know.
Navy blue.
I don't care and I don't know. I don't want to answer that question. I'm afraid if I would be right in that instance. All right.
That's what I'm saying.
So, yes, all of you are touched. There doesn't seem to be any noticeable change as far as you can tell. It just seems like a magic spell has touched you and kind of washed over you. The were-ravens are still in their hybrid forms, and they're all just kind of chattering off, watching all this go on, but not mentioning anything.
Can I understand what they're saying? Just asking.
I should check that. Hold on.
Are they speaking gnome?
You see that it is much more disjointed, but you do catch out something like, "You think they're going to turn? I don't know. Maybe." Old one seems to know what he's doing. All of them just every single one of them is gonna slow turns their head over to Phil Dennis.
I hear you say.
At which point you see, as you see their forms they take several steps back, and their forms begin to shift and turn back into smaller ravens, and they just kind of take off into the night.
Oh lord.
Thanks. Bye.
Phil Dennis, you can change back now.
Look, I don't know how. I'm just gonna let it ride out and see how long it goes.
Okay. Right. Looking you all over, Von says, that was awful. I'm surprised we're all alive. Wow.
So am I.
Yep.
If it weren't for those
So-
werewolves.
Yes. Well.
Yeah, those were-ravens and Grrggl did a really good job.
Glad we
I
did
pat
the next
Grrggl on
year.
the head.
He looks up and smiles.
I just wish I didn't have to invoke the Tower of the Golems. something you can't do very often. And if anything happens to the golems in the whole tower itself, just you can't get up and down anymore. But better that than well, kind of looks you all over. I wouldn't want you all to die now. We have work to do.
I don't want to die either.
So, is anybody tired?
Yes.
I'm like too poop to poop.
They should get inside and rest. I'm going to recover everything I need for my wagon just in case they get wise and come back.
Thank you.
What about the
That's a
kids?
good idea.
The children. What about the children? Did we get them?
Well, I mean, they're not here. I don't think they brought them.
Grrggl, which
They all.
direction did they fly? Or did they?
You see that the door is closed, Fildenus.
Oh,
Yeah, the door is closed in the time you all have been standing outside.
Someone's got to do the dance.
Rictavio.
Yes,
you
just
know
give
how
me a
to do
moment.
This dance perfectly.
I wanted to dance.
Because I tried and a dragon came out.
Yeah, you just hear him call from inside his wagon. Yes, just give me a moment to get my things. I can get us to the door, no problem.
Okay.
After,
So,
after
they,
about a minute, yeah, he just kind of comes out with a large sack slung over his shoulder and just kind of carries it over towards the door.
Do you want
And then he goes, sets it down, and begins to do the dance.
Blinkshaw's like, is there a little girl in that sack?
Too soon.
Too much work.
I mean, I already have the dress. Grrggl will pull out the wedding dress again.
Oh lord.
Alright, Rictavio finishes the dance, the door opens, and he just kind of says, alright, everyone inside, let's put this night behind us.
I will.
He just kind of steps in and walks over to the tower. Currently the platform is down, and he just kind of steps on it and says, top floor. And you are all treated to the same display as the golems move and begin to lift the bottom platform all the way to the very top.
I'm gonna walk in my bird form.
One by one.
Does the
As you
platform
walk
hold
in your
Pick up
it
my
holds
dagger.
people one at a time, so it's one of those things where
No, at the top floor, not the platform.
Sorry, what about the top floor?
Will the top floor hold my weight?
You haven't been to the top floor, so you're not sure, but everybody else seems to be able to hold it. Held their weight just fine. Nobody fell through that floor as far as you can see.
I want to ask Rudolph just to be sure.
There shouldn't be any issue with the top floor.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go up to the top floor too then.
As you fly inside, Fildenus, nothing happens to you. You maintain your bird form.
Ah. I pick up my dagger. as I
Wait,
can.
no, sorry, I gotta double check something. As you fly into the radius of the
Oh,
tower,
boy.
5 feet in, you just kind of tumble through the air as you resume your gnomish form.
Oh boy.
I had to double check that one right quick. But yes, no, that wears off if you enter into the space.
I'm not naked, right?
No, you are not naked. All of your clothes are apparently combined with your new form.
Okay. Well, that was interesting as I like cough up a feather, maybe. Pick up my dagger and stow it. Even though it was garbage.
It was a very weird experience, as everything you knew was just kind of changed into a different shape. You no longer had arms, you had wings. You couldn't reach out and pick things up. You had to use your mouth. It was a different experience, to say the least.
But experience nonetheless. And I await the bottom floor.
All right. Over the course of a few minutes, you all can be ushered up to the top floor of the tower. At this point, I'm just going to move us to the landing page, because this tower has seen enough fucking work for the time being.
So, they went. What was it? North they were going? Up around the lake.
You saw that they circled around the exterior of the lake, heading off towards the north.
Yeah, they ran north. They were taking Balin up around the lake, and I told one of them ravens to follow them, but they were just like bird noises.
Grrggl, are you the one that helped Balin? Did he get dragged off?
Oh yeah, so one of these birds, one of them ravens, brought you up here and was all like, standing over you and stuff, and then I saw them drag Balin off, and I was like, hey, let's go. And then the bird picked me up, and we flew after him, and I shot it right in its little wolf paw, made it fall, and then the ravens picked him up, and we all flew back here together.
Grrggl, that is amazing. I am incredibly proud of you, and Helm would be too.
Oh, well, I mean, Balin's part of the tribe. You can't let the tribe go.
Still amazing. Well done.
Grrggl turns a lighter shade of green.
Are you gassy, Grrggl?
All right.
So, I'm really tired.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, as the rest of you kind of move up to the top floor, you see things are more or less undisturbed. Like things just hadn't changed at all in the time it took you all to fight these creatures. And Von Richter kind of walks over to the bed and sits on it with his head in his hands, just kind of gruffly taking in everything that has happened. There still seem to be enough room for y'all to sleep up here, but there don't appear to be any other beds nor comfortable places to sleep at the very least.
Yeah, bedrolls though.
Yeah.
You do have bedrolls.
Yeah.
It just seems like this will be an interior night of roughing it a little bit.
All right. Yeah. Whip out a bedroll. Lay down, close my little goblin eyes, and drift off into sleepy time.
Should we take watch?
I like
Just in
to take like the time to go up and down the thing, the elevator, to get planks and rock to make essentially a diving board that goes out 10 feet from the window.
Okay.
It's not literally to jump off, I mean, though I could.
No, I understand what you're going for here. I understand the concept of what you're doing. I'm contemplating how you would go about doing that in an earnest degree with what you have on hand.
Blinkshaw's
Blinkshaw.
masonry skills might help with that.
Help me with some of those hammers you got there.
Do you keep in mind that stepping on like the few that were up there that we've, like Balin was able to fall through by stepping on a series of them together. So like one or two planks might not do it. You probably have to like stack a bunch of them like together in order to like hold your weight.
That's just something we're gonna have to find out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be using it. I'm guessing only the people that try will be using it.
I mean, Grrggl and Phil Dennis could use it potentially.
I would say, honestly, Phil Dennis, looking around the inside of the tower, most of the wood here is fairly rotten, including the crates that were set there. And all the wood that was on the bottom floor was apparently from the floors above that had collapsed and fallen down below. Looking at them, not only do most of them not appear to be long enough to support this kind of endeavor, but you would estimate that if anything were to stand on the edge of it, it would probably break immediately, and then it would just be a very short fall. Or a very long fall with a very short end.
There's a carriage down there that's made of wood, right?
Von Richten's wagon is made out of wood, yes.
Were our horses
Oh,
okay?
wait,
That's what I
didn't
wanna
we
know.
have horses? Yeah, what happened to the horses?
That's a really
Did
good
they
question.
run off?
I was like, where's Spud?
Yeah, that's a really good question. You guys have not seen your horses at all.
Where did we leave them? Just outside?
You left them outside the tower.
Great.
It's a pretty good bet that the wolves, ate them.
No, because they were away from the tower, and
Or
then
maybe they're...
as we came out is when they were starting to attack us. So I don't know if they had a chance to get to the horses.
You did also goad them for like a minute or so. And
Well, maybe
nobody
now
was
there's-
actually capable of seeing what was down there. You just saw shapes moving in the darkness.
Ah,
Maybe now there's just a bunch of half horse, half wolves running around. Oh, that joke was so bad.
The
And
police are
siren.
Oh, they're coming after you.
Pun police, man. Come with us.
Every pun you make is another 1,000 years as a lemur.
No.
That
All right.
sucks.
So, as you are all sitting up at the top of the tower, the platform itself raised up and the door below securely closed once more. You can, at this point, Octavio just suggests, get some sleep. If there's anything else we need to deal with, it can be wait until the morning. I have all my things, and he kind of gestures to the bag that is just kind of laying next to the chest, next to his bed. At the very least, they can't steal those this time.
Sounds good.
And he kind of lays himself down and rolls over on the bed.
I immediately fall asleep.
All right, Blake immediately falls asleep.
Yeah, Balin kind of somberly finds himself a nice little corner and shuffles off to sleepland.
I twiddle my thumbs for a while.
Tasha finds it difficult to sleep at first. But gets to sleep anyway.
All right. Do we complete a long rest? Does anybody want to do anything else, or we good?
Cool. Most
Well,
of you go to
thanks,
sleep. Phil Dennis, you're twiddling your thumbs. Are you staying up very long? Or what are you going to do?
A little long, but enough to sleep well.
Okay.
I kind of...
How the fuck did I hit back and then end up in Lost Tuesdays of Fandelver? What the fuck?
I have this
Hold on.
all the time with the disposable heroes. After a while, I kind of settled near Tashra.
Sorry, I'm just rejoining the right game here.
No, join my game.
Alright. Eventually you all can start to lay yourselves down and get some proper rest. Perhaps memories of what transpired going on in your mind. I imagine, Balin, you have continued worries and memories of the fact that they mentioned the children that had been taken again and again, making it difficult to sleep, but not preventing you from getting sleep.
I think the fact that I pretty much been dead a minute ago is the only reason he can sleep right now.
Grrggl has absolutely no trouble going to sleep.
All of you kind of drift off once more. You find another blackness, though this one is not so unwelcoming. As you all dream, there is a strange sensation that you kind of experience. Each of you find yourselves sitting inside of what just appears to be a massive amount of mist and fog that stretches as far as the eye can see. In the distance, you can see shambling shapes of white move to and fro. They just kind of combine with the fog at their bottom and move on endlessly. There doesn't appear to be any near you, and as you look around, you are alone, and you two are strangely not pale, but almost translucent, almost like you can see through yourselves.
When you say alone, do you mean as a party or individual?
Individually.
Okay.
You do not see any of your party around. You do not see anyone around you.
I knew I was dead.
It's like a dreamlike state that we're in, and we're transparent in fog.
You're not sure. As you were just sitting here, it seems to be quite real.
Okay.
Mind you, those hot spring baths I used to take when I was a kid.
Though I will mention,
hello?
Grrggl, you are the only one that's not having this dream. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna start.
Can we
walking.
interact, or should we wait for more narration?
You can do whatever you would like. As of all, you all are apparently alone, and you can all just look off into the distance and see that there are shapes moving to and fro.
I'm
May I
gonna walk towards
investigate?
some of the figures.
Go ahead, Carl. You can go first.
Oh, well, I wanted to walk towards the figures. See if I can get in closer.
I wanted to run.
You stand up. Despite the fact that you look down and you see that your legs, there are no feet to them. You just your body just kind of fades away into mist, but you still appear to be able to walk normally. As you kind of make your way and start to creep towards the figures in the distance. And Balin, you are going to do something?
I was going to see if I could investigate or see through the fog with any kind of like arcana or perception, but I assume that's going to be a no. So eventually, if that is a no, he's going to call out to the shapes.
You can make a perception check.
Okay. once I find it.
With an 18, as you kind of peer out into the distance at the the fog shapes, it becomes a kind of a strange moment where they seem to come into a bit more clarity, almost like they are clearer and cleaner to see. And as you look them over, most of them appear to be strange, but with an 18, you notice one that appears to be moderately familiar.
Is it someone I know? Is it me? Is it?
As you kind of, it's strange, as you were not moving, but you feel like you're almost moved closer to them. And as you approach them, you see what looks like Father Donovich.
Before I even speak to him, I kind of look at the other figures and try to match them with other people that have died along the way.
Looking through them, you do not notice any other figures that appear to be familiar.
It's
I guess
Sildar.
No, if it was Sildar, this would be a nightmare. Looking to Father Donovich, I'll try to call out to him. Father Donovich, can you hear me?
All right, so you kind of call out to him. And hearing his name, he kind of becomes startled, and he just kind of turns and looks around. He kind of looks around you, like he doesn't quite see you at first. But after a second, he saw kind of narrow and focus, and he just kind of... It is you. What are you doing here?
Either I didn't survive the night, or I think I'm here to talk to you.
He kind of looks you up and down. You don't seem to be dead.
But you are. Do you know that?
He just kind of nods his head up and down.
Father Donovich, I need to ask you some questions if we're ever going to stop this from happening to people over and over again. What happened to Doru?
What do you mean?
After, do you know where he went? Do you know what he's going to do?
So when you kind of mention the more recent history surrounding the facts that he dies, you see that his face becomes a little more horror-stricken. And he begins to ramble about, then they broke into the church, Doru let them in, then it was just horrible. They dragged me down into the cellar, threw me around the room, taunted me, told me I had been a bad father. And the goading until I couldn't take it anymore. And then I woke up here.
We'll make this right for others that we couldn't make right for you. Who were the others that came? Who came for him? Who did he let in?
His mouth starts to quiver. You see he finds it difficult to form the words. And his eyes almost kind of glaze over as he stands there, and you just see it's going to start to rock back and forth.
Was it Strahd himself?
His mouth continues to mumble as if he can't quite find the words or even where he is right now. Eventually he just kind of... There are always more vampires. Can't do anything. At which point he kind of starts to turn and he just starts to like shuffle away from you, mumbling under his breath about can't do anything.
As he tries to leave, the last thing I'll call out is after he mentions more vampires is, wait, tell me, was it? And then I'm blanking on Ismark's sister's name. Give me a minute. Irina. It's like, wait, was it Irina Koljanovic? Was she the one?
You unfortunately do not get a response from there.
Damn it. Okay.
All right, the rest of you are approaching the figures in the distance, but as you continue to walk farther and farther, it didn't seem like you were actually making any progress.
I'm gonna shout.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just gonna shout. Hey, can you see me?
You call that out into the distance. Seems to be quiet for a moment. And then you hear behind you, I can see you, monster.
I turn around slowly.
When you turn around, you see also a familiar figure. You see a bald-headed man that has one arm, and the other arm just ends just above the elbow. And he just kind of stares at you with a hatred in his eyes.
Do I recognize this person?
This is Ezek.
Oh.
No shenanigan.
This is all your fault. You caused all of this. If you had just left well enough alone, I could have been happy.
Fuck you.
Why? Why did you have to get involved at all?
Because you're a creep. And she should be free.
You see, he kind of makes steps to get closer to you, but despite the fact that he's making steps to get closer, he doesn't actually get closer to you. His hand kind of reaches out like he's trying to grab at you, but despite his best efforts, physical movement doesn't seem to actually have any impact on where you're moving. You did this. This is all your fault. It's your fault we're all stuck here forever. At which point, sun begins to creep through the windows of the tower. One by one, eyes begin to open as the night comes to an end and you all awaken after a long rest.
I don't feel very rested.
This definitely has been a difficult night, but your body has at the very least gotten the sleep it needed.
Oh no, that's Balin as he sits up, like after that harrowing dream. Is like, I don't feel at all.
You too?
Just weird dreams.
Yeah. You see Ezek?
No. You had a dream about Ezek?
Yeah. Told me it was my fault. That everyone was stuck.
That's weird. I had a dream about Father Donovich. But he wasn't blaming me, he was just beside himself.
I try to wake up Rudolph. Oh. Tasha is startled by the hug. And kind of pats Phil Dennis on the shoulder. Awkwardly.
Yeah.
Von Richten is also awake. He's just kind of sitting on the edge of the bed looking at you all. Also tired, but just kind of giving an appraising glance, listening to what everybody is saying.
Weird dreams normal around here?
I've never had strange dreams here, no.
I look at Phil Dennis, and is Blinkshaw awake? I'll take that as a maybe. I look at Phil Dennis at least.
I said yeah. I guess I was mute.
Did you guys dream anything weird?
You see kind of a flash in Blinkshaw's eyes, like he knows what you're talking about, but he doesn't really comment.
No, Phil Dennis. I don't like being alone either.
I was just alone.
You all look like you've seen ghosts.
At least two of us may have.
I will say that while we didn't go into more detail of it, Blinkshaw, as you were kind of moving around as you were kind of like experiencing your dream as well, there were figures that were closer to you than you would have expected. And looking them over, you noticed the woman that died in the tavern, the one that you had accidentally killed. No, there was not a conversation between you. She seemed to be totally unresponsive.
I would have tried to avoid her.
Yes. But for honest, you didn't notice anyone. As try as you might and run as you might, you didn't get close to anyone.
Nah, I just laid there in the fetal position. Honestly. I was waiting for you to get to me, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I thought that's how Blinkshaw was. I thought that's how Chris was going to roleplay it anyway. After his reaction, was that he just assumed he saw her?
Yep. No, that was my assumption.
That's
why I didn't
when
ask.
you give
I
me your
feel
reaction,
bad
it's like,
because as the GM, I know how they're going to respond to this situation, but I should still give you the opportunity to respond to the situation. That was a dick move on my part. I apologize.
No,
but...
no. That's perfect because it was exactly what I was thinking was gonna happen.
Well, if we all had a bad dream and that's it, at least we only had one shitty night. But if we had a dream that actually wasn't a dream, there's more than just Strahd and Doru out there to worry about. At least that's what I was getting from Father Donovich.
Did we
Seems
cause?
He just kept rambling. He said the night they came, Doru let them in. He wouldn't give me names. He couldn't say how many or who. He was kind of just gripped with terror. But when I pressed him, I said, was it Strahd? And I said, was it Irina? He couldn't answer. He just kept saying, there's always more. There's always more. There's always more vampires. There's always another vampire. So it's not just Doru and Strahd. It sounds like he's saying that more than those two vampires came after him.
Isaac told me that it was my fault that everyone was trapped there. Did we cause something? Did we change something by coming here?
We certainly didn't choose to come here.
But
Nor
did we
choose
trap
to
those
go
people?
there.
Well,
Which
we're
people?
playing the game, aren't we?
I don't think you did. I might have. But
Isaac's the kind of guy that would just want us to die, like everyone else has so far, and life could go on living. Maybe we've gotten further. Maybe whenever people get pulled into Strahd's little games, it always ends up like this. But I mean, yeah, we're fucking shit up in Barovia right now because we're not supposed to be here, except Strahd says we're supposed to be here.
I have a feeling that whatever curses this land, that's what they're angry at. And maybe getting rid of Strahd will help, both here and wherever that was.
Can't imagine being trapped somewhere like that forever.
So if there's more vampires and we do by some great miracle manage to defeat Strahd, can't one of them just, replace him?
That's a good point.
I mean, I don't really know how vampires work, but
I don't know if they'd have the power to.
Someone might. Who's going to replace Strahd?
We'll find out after we
Power
beat Strahd.
vacuum.
Yeah, if he's the one that's making them, I'm pretty sure they can't usurp him, so they'll probably be helping him the whole time anyway. I don't think we're going to get out of this without killing all the vampires in Strahd's line.
I thought we just had one vampire. Now there's so many.
Yeah, but once you get the big one, the little ones won't feel that bad.
Yeah, but I mean, so do we have to climb a ladder, or do we just start at the top?
A tall ladder.
It's kind of the opposite of how ladders generally work.
Well, I mean, Well, it depends on where. If you're at the top and the ladder goes down, and if you're at the bottom, the ladder goes up, right? So there's vampires at the top. That's where Strahd is. Do we go after him, or do we start at the bottom and start working on the little ones and climb up?
Have you ever felt like you were on top of any situation since we've gotten to Barovia? Because I sure as shit haven't.
I can make
I
you.
was just on top of the tower saving your life, Balin.
That's right, and the rest of us all got killed. I appreciate that.
No, you didn't. Nobody got killed. You're welcome.
Yeah, actually, he did pretty well.
No, I'm with you. I'm just saying. I mean, on top as in us coming out on top.
I know. I was like 80 feet up in the sky.
How many bolts you got left there, girl?
Like 14. I should probably pick up the ones on the ground, or maybe they're stuck in the walls. But I got these, yeah. But they're not mine. Hey, Octavio, can I keep these, or do you need them?
You seem to do fair enough with them. You can keep them if you will.
Oh,
Make them
sweet.
handy
Thank
if
you.
you run into any more werewolves.
I forgot to ask to do this last night. Did I happen to notice how full the moon was last night?
The moon last night was not a full moon. It was. You'll have to excuse me. I'm not versed in lunar phases here. That is not one of my areas of expertise. But I would say it would have been 3/4 full.
Interesting, but it wasn't. I'll ask for Octavio. So, I thought would Blinkshaw have thought werewolves were only full moon things?
That would be something where you can make a check to see how much you know about werewolves.
All right.
That would be, yeah, we'll call it a nature check.
Nature. Yeah. I'm gonna have.
You've heard the legends of you've heard the legends of werewolves. You know, you get bit by a werewolf, you turn into a werewolf. There are different legends about some werewolves can only transform on full moon. Only silver works against them. Wolfsbane is the only way to really kill a werewolf. You're not sure if any of them are true or not.
I'll ask Octavio. What? It wasn't a full moon. How were there werewolves?
So, a common misconception of werewolves is that they need the full moon to change. No, true werewolves can change at will whenever they want.
Oh. And
A full moon is yes. A werewolf is typically associated with the full moon because once a creature has been bitten by a werewolf on the first full moon, it will change in earnest. Sorry, no. Because once a werewolf has been exposed to a full moon, it becomes a full werewolf and unlocks all of its innate curse. It is also when the creature loses what it formerly was and becomes a creature of horror and despair.
Are these creatures fiends?
No. Lycanthropy is a curse, but it's still just humans that are afflicted with it.
Weird. And you can't save them after they've become a werewolf?
Once a creature has become a werewolf, it is exceedingly more and more difficult to save them. If the curse is removed before a creature turns, it is simple as that. Merely magic can suffice. Once a creature has turned into a werewolf, it becomes far more difficult. You need blood of the werewolf that turned them, or at the very least, werewolf of the leader of the pack that turned them. That is always sufficient. And if a creature has become a full werewolf, then the only way to remove that curse is to provide blood, wolfsbane, and a number of other ingredients with the spell. It becomes more complicated the longer you've been a wolf.
Do you know where those wolves lair? Is that the right term? Nest? Lair?
I'm not sure exactly where they lay, but judging from where they came from and where they ran off to, they must be somewhere to the north. If I had to, they may have been drawn in to the tower when you all triggered one of the traps. I imagine the show itself must have been quite the sight, and heard from all over.
Except in here, of course.
I am going to. Quick question for you: would there be a place that I could buy things to do an augury?
You haven't found any stores in the only store you found in Barovia was Bildrath Mercantile.
Okay, it's like specially marked sticks, bones, or similar. So I wasn't sure if it was like stuff I could do.
Theoretically, you could attempt to make them.
Okay.
It would be something where you would need to procure several items and mark them in a specific way, which would require checks. But in theory, you could get some of those things.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and try to mark up a bunch of sticks. I'm asking now just to try and decide what spells to prep.
So you start to just kind of look around for sticks. You see there's firewood here. And you kind of give it a glance over. Von Richten just gives you a side-eye glance, like, "What are you doing now?"
I'm trying to create some sticks to pray to my god about where we're going to go next. The werewolves last night have me worried that where we venture might be a little too dangerous for us at this point.
When you say that, you see that I believe I can help with that. Give me a moment. He steps around to the front of his chest and opens it up. Balin, make a perception check as you are seeing him rummage through the chest.
Okay.
As you're standing next to the chest. After seconds, you see he shifts a few things around inside of this. Well, 26.
Holy hell.
Yes. You see he shifts around some things inside of the chest, and he pulls out a small velvet bag. And he kind of hands it to you, Balin, and says, "Pass that to Blinkshaw. He'll need that." But another thing you see inside the chest as he moves around is that there is a significant amount of stuff inside of this chest. You see there are what looks like bunches of rations, several different scrolls of some kind. You're not sure if any of them are magical. They appear to just be some scrolls. And you also see what looks like a head with a waxy complexion.
Does it look like preserved, or is it actually like?
It looks like a preserved Vistana head.
Ugh. Okay. What am I handing to Blinkshaw again, by the way?
It's a small velvet bag that appears to have something inside of it.
I will hand it off to him. I'm kind of giving Octavio a weird, just trying to an appraising glance because we sort of need his help, but I like him less and less every time I find out something new about him. But for now, I'm just going to hold on to that in my head.
You see that he just kind of moves everything back inside of the box, and he doesn't seem to have noticed that you've seen what was inside at all. When you receive the bag, Blinkshaw, looking inside, you see that it looks like to be several clay pieces, all of them marked in a strange way. They look almost like dominoes, but as you tilt them over, you see each of them have been glazed over. And Octavia mentions, if you're looking for something to divine with your god, you can use those. I've used them in divining with Lathander, but I'm sure that they would suffice for Helm if you so desired.
Thank you. I will, after we go outside the tower, of course, I will...
Yes. Make sure you don't cast any more spells inside the tower. You don't need to waste our magics anymore.
I will confer with my god and return these to you. Thank you.
Well, as a thing for Augury, you do know that it's only an action you take within the next 30 minutes.
So if I said about traveling to that location, would that work, or would it have to wait until we're closer to it?
So that would depend on how far away you are. If you were within 30 minutes of the location, you might know. Otherwise, you would figure that if it was beyond the 30-minute time limit, then it would probably be a result that said no result.
Okay. I will ask Rictavio, can I bring these with us along our trip so that I can confer with my god as we get there?
You may keep them as you wish.
Thank you. Did anybody tell us how far away the thing down the trail that we're going to is?
What thing?
So we're what's the White Castle?
Slinka Pass?
Yeah, we're en route to Arkenhold or something like that. I can't remember how it was pronounced.
Argynvost?
And yeah, exactly. Arkenhold, and then Slinka Pass, I think is what we decided.
Yeah, it was Salinka Pass that I was more concerned about. I thought we were doing that first. My bad.
That's
I'm
where
gonna move you guys to the Barovia map because Blinkshaw, you have studied this map extensively, so you have a
Yes.
fairly good idea of where everything is on the region. You can see that Salinka Pass is labeled on the map, or at the very least, it was labeled on the map. Let me double check to make sure. Oh, wow, Salinka Pass is actually not written on the map. Salinka Pass should be. Hold on. Yes, there it is, right here. It is this road here. Actually, I was going to reveal the entire line that runs through the valley here. Yeah, Salinka Pass is here. You see that it winds and twists.
I don't see. Sorry, I didn't see a ping.
Sorry, I
This
didn't
map
ping.
is
I just
huge, so-
revealed it. You
Oh.
can see that it is. You see that there is a Salinka Pass here.
Ah,
And Salinka Pass continues up over here as well. Salinka Pass winds its way all the way through the mountains up Mount Gakis.
oh, that looks a long way.
It would probably take you a day of travel just to start to get into the pass, and then you would have to rest on the pass and then move farther up the pass if you wanted to go all the way to the end.
Okay, then I will not prep augury today, but I will when we start heading down that way.
Looking at the other one, you do see that Argynvost is also mentioned on the map, and that is relatively close to the direction you would travel up towards Salinka Pass and farther beyond. Though that specifically is a much shorter trip and is just on the outside of the woods. That would probably be less than a day's travel.
and that zombie guy said that there were like allies against Strahd there too, right?
He didn't mention that so specifically.
In Argynvost, so shit. Is that
But
like?
yeah, there's something helpful there for us as opposed to Slinka Pass, which is probably going to be another game piece.
Yeah, the.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to it too.
We need to speak with Vladimir at
Mhm.
Argynvost.
Yeah, that's his name. So,
So, yeah,
are we
Argynvost-
decided upon moving? Is that where we're going? Can't spend much more time here at this tower.
No.
No, I mean, we got as fucked up as it is to phrase it like this. Our mission is accomplished. We got the goods to Von Richten, and Strahd didn't get the doll. So, good job, everyone. Now we just have to find out. And by the way, before we even think about Argynvost Holt, there's also apparently kids been kidnapped we have to go deal with. I mean, maybe those werewolves kick the shit out of us, but we're gonna have to address that pretty soon. It's children, and it's probably Phandalin children. They're our people. Well, except for you guys.
So, we should probably look at the facts on that one, huh?
Hey, if we didn't believe in them, why did we go out and fight them?
Oh no, I mean, they said if we didn't come out, they were going to kill the kids, right? We came out. I don't think they're the kind that's going to keep their word and not kill the kids now. Or, I mean, I'm not.
Defend the wagon.
They've had them for a week. They want them for something other than just killing.
We also had to defend the wagon.
We also can't fight them because we need more power than that.
Yeah, I mean they.
Well, I mean,
was
come on. That
close
would be
to
a different
full.
situation if everyone who used magic wasn't stuck in the building. Like that was
Yeah.
us having a bad plan and walking into it with overconfidence. That's not. We were outclassed by those fucking mutts.
We were woefully unprepared.
I was close to full twice, and pretty much knocked unconscious, almost twice.
You realize if we had thought this through instead of just kind of being really high on ourselves, Fidelis could have gone out first and just nuked the entire cluster they were sitting in. Like we had that. We just were dumbasses about it.
I don't think he can. Fidelis, you can't nuke anything right now, right?
Can't what?
Nuke anything in a broad area.
Oh, nuke anything.
Yeah.
No. I need money.
Nuke
I mean-
it like in a microwave.
What's a microwave?
It's a microwave.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah, so I literally I wanted to say what's a microwave. I'm like, I open the door and can I eat it?
I'm not sure
What
what
are
a box that casts reduce has to do with any of this, but
Yeah, my point being though, I mean, those wolves went down. The wolves themselves went down pretty easy when there weren't 50 of them and we were not coordinated. But I mean, I don't think that was something that we couldn't have handled. I think that we as a group don't improvise as well as we used to, and we need to get smarter about how we fight things. Because I was just, myself included, I was just really high on the whole nanny nanny boo boo, we're in the tower and you're not phase of the night, and we almost all got killed for it, except for Grrggl.
What if there are
Ricapio-
more wolves there? What if there's like 10 more werewolves at the camp?
You're right. I'm just saying I don't think we're outclassed by these things. I'm not saying we don't need a plan, but what I'm saying is like, and we have time to wait for like a little bit of time, but leaving kids with werewolves is probably like you're gonna lose a few and they're little kids. So yeah, I think that should be a priority.
Ricapio, you're obviously able to cast magic. Is there anywhere here that Phil Dennis can get the inks he needs to inscribe in his spellbook?
not that I would know of. I'm a cleric, much as yourself, Blinkshaw.
I see. I was
That's
just
not
hoping-
something I've ever had to worry about, unfortunately.
Yeah, just hoping in your travels you might have seen something that we hadn't.
No, this land is very unaccommodating for those who would cast. He kind of takes a moment and thinks about it. You may get lucky and find something like that in a place where you would find casters. Rumors of the Amber Temple. It was supposedly a place of great wizardry in the past, but also a place of danger, if it is to be warranted.
The Amber Temple.
Yes.
Where is that?
It's located at the end of Mount Gakis.
So at the end of Salinka Pass, then?
Yes. You would have to follow Salinka Pass up to there.
Well, yet another reason to head that way.
I would warn caution going that way, though.
Well, why is that?
Well, rumors of that place have not been proven, but if what I've read is to be sure, the Amber Temple was once a place made by wizards to trap away dark entities. But the fact that it is here, I would not suggest something like that would be intact.
So you think it might trap everything?
I think
think
that
whatever's
whatever
trapped
is there
there-
may not be as trapped as it once was.
Oh, I get it now.
Nothing in this realm seems to maintain. Everything seems to fall to disrepair. Even this tower, as magical and powerful as it is, does not appear to be as intact as it should be.
So, children, Vladimir, Salinka Pass, White Castle, Mount Gakis.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't really care about the kids, but if you do, I'll happily go on that adventure. I really think Argolvast of Holt is probably our best option.
I don't think we're getting around Balin this time.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, like I said, we might kill two birds with one stone. I don't know where werewolves lair. I don't know where to look for them, but I have to assume it's around here somewhere. We're not far from that place, so
Well,
maybe
they
we can do
think-
both.
They got a pretty big head start on us too, and
But they went
I
north,
saw them
didn't
go
they?
north.
Yeah.
That's where they were going, but I mean, they were going around the lake. I don't know if they were turning off and going east. I just saw them go that way, and then we turned around, and the dumb birds. Well, I guess they're not dumb birds. They saved you guys, but those birds. I asked one of them to follow, and he was like, I guess no.
Argynvost told us south.
Yeah.
but not far.
Tell you what, why don't we go see if we can see where the werewolves went? If we can't find where they went, we'll go to Argynvost. If we can, then we'll know. We won't charge in. We'll do recon.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Because I'm not trying to push this thing as hard as I've pushed things in the past, but I can't. I won't be able to sleep at night knowing we walked the other way for a week when we know there are kids probably in a camp being tortured. But, I also am a realist, and I realize that we're not going to find them right away. So if we can do stuff on the way or around this time, let's just keep it on the top of our priorities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if they're important to you, then I guess they're important to me. So I guess. Oh boy, I guess can't believe I'm agreeing. All right, let's do it.
Think about how cool you're going to look when we get you a werewolf pelt sporin to go along with your nice blue frozen cloak.
Grrggl gives you a toothy grin.
See, goblins love to dress well, I say to Blinkshaw and Dwarven. That's all it takes.
First floor.
All right. We get everything back after a long rest, right?
Yes.
Or did the spend hit die? Okay.
Is it possible to reclaim any of the silver bolts from the battle?
Unfortunately, you were fairly accurate with all of your shots, so it seems like they
Right.
were carried off with the werewolves they hit.
Okay.
Is my my short sword still there?
I'm assuming you recovered that before you went into the tower.
Oh yeah, because I didn't announce it, I wanted to make sure. But yeah,
nothing
as long as I didn't lose
stole
anything.
your short sword. You can recover that.
Okay.
Oh, are there dead wolves or werewolves down here?
There are no dead werewolves, but there are. In the bottom of the tower, there are 2 dead wolves.
I think there's 3.
Okay.
Because one of them stepped over another one.
3 dead wolves. Actually, you recover 1 arrow, as there is a arrow stuck in the top of one of the wolves that you slayed inside the tower.
Cool. I would like to try to pry their canines out if possible.
Okay, make a survival check. Alright, you pry out canine fangs.
As we're kind of going over the battlefield, I will just, and Rictavio's still up there, I'm probably going to mention to Blinkshaw, he keeps a preserved severed head of a Vistana in that trunk. That guy is fucking creepy. I know we need his help, but that's weird.
That's really weird.
Cleric my ass.
There's some weird clerics out there.
Oh, whatever. If you start carrying on a severed head, I'm going to be very upset.
There's a reason I left and came out protecting people in the wild.
Yeah, I know what his deal is, man. Everyone's telling us that he's the guy that's going to back us up, but I mean, he basically tricked us into murdering Vistani. He keeps a head up there.
Are y'all having this conversation in private?
Not really in private, I basically just didn't want to do it right in front of Octavio, but
Okay. Well, I mean, do we really know if he wanted us to kill Vistani?
yeah, I think the way he phrased it was he wanted us to take out a very high level Vistani, and us not, and in a manner that we didn't think we were killing them. We just happened to take out a very low level Vistani.
Oh. Well, I mean, he's been helping us out.
I know. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. I get that. I'm just saying this guy's intolerance of Vistani is like keep him in a pit and lower him food every 6 weeks creepy. Like, people that are like that don't make the best decisions in the heat of the moment like if it comes down to killing, I don't know. If it comes down to doing the right thing or flaying a Vistani child, I don't know which one he's going to pick because he gets a big fat boner on the flaying idea.
Would it be possible to take a quick break?
Sure.
Sure.
We
I'm
go a
down.
little longer. We can take a 10-minute break.
Cool.
All right.
I got caught up in the party almost dying. That's fine. We can take it. All right, we'll come back at the
Yeah.
42-minute mark.
And back. It's hot.
That was sudden.
Gonna wake you up.
Meh.
Meh.
I'm perpetually awake at this time of year. It's just a very even-keeled awake. I'm working 7 a.m. to midnight every day this week, besides tonight.
Holy shit.
Ew.
Yeah, it's the worst. I'll probably jump back on to work after this game.
Pretty much. I could be
You
leaving
should
like
at least
30.
at least work those hours up here in PA.
PA?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
I said, hell no, at least
Yeah.
down
Baz and
here
I keep trying to get Keith to move back to Pennsylvania. He's in Florida now.
Ew.
That's the best. At least when I go out after work here at midnight, the bars are still open.
That's true.
PA is way
Yeah.
better.
I hate the liquor laws up here.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But I mean, I visit enough.
Do they
Okay.
still have drive-through liquor stores?
Oh, I'm from New Orleans, where they have drive-through daiquiri stands, where they hand you an open container in your vehicle.
Okay. That's the thing to come back to. Sure. Yes. Right.
The Big Easy.
I just, in looking in chat, I see the racist gift basket. I don't even. Right. So you guys, what do you do?
I've got a gift basket if you want one.
What is it?
I was just commenting. I don't know what you're talking about,
No?
Here.
Okay.
but I was just commenting off of it.
Alright, never mind then. I'll explain later.
I'm here.
All right. So as I was unconscious when they were when they ran off, I guess Grrggl, do you want to lead the expedition? And is there any sign of our horses?
Yeah, I gotta know that. You know if Spud's okay.
I would
Like
really,
needed.
yeah. I'm not hopeful, but Buttercup's a good horse, and I wish she's okay.
Make a perception check.
Where's my horse?
Well, Dennis sees no sign of any of the horses.
We had horses.
Spud? He's my potato horse.
Sorry, I got a sandwich now, so I'm muting so I can chew. I apologize. I haven't had dinner yet.
I haven't eaten all of it today.
Good.
So, as the rest of you continue to look around for tracks of your horses, you see that there, amidst all the tracks that are also werewolvian, seem to lead around from where you currently are, stretching north from here, and heading that direction around the lake. You also see what look like to be horse tracks that lead off in not quite the same direction, but more off into the woods.
I guess we'll follow him.
Follow the
Yeah, I
horses.
mean- Yeah, we'll start with the horses. It's probably all in the same thing anyway.
What'd you guys find?
Tracks.
At least they're going into the vaguely different directions. Let's follow them, but maybe we should be careful because we don't know if we're just going to stumble right into this camp or not.
I'm worried. Let's go.
Do you want to go off up ahead? Or do you want me and Grrggl to go off and scout up ahead again?
Yeah. I guess you guys can do it. You guys are good at it.
Well, I mean, just one person who can follow the tracks should stay with the group, and one should lead ahead and go back and forth. But I guess I can go ahead if Grrggl can see the tracks, and Phil Dennis, you can communicate with me with message, right?
To a certain degree of distance, yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Well,
I can stay within that range.
where are the tracks? Do I see them?
I will point at where the werewolf and the horse tracks are to kind of give you a starting point, and maybe you can make a perception roll with advantage if Blake says it's okay.
You see the tracks that they're pointed out to you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go.
All right. I can. What do you guys want? 60 feet, the usual, or more than that?
Can you do this messaging?
Not yet, but I'm pretty sure it's like 100 feet, right?
120.
All right. I'll scout out like 70 feet ahead. This way I can make it back here in a sprint if we get into trouble.
All right. Grrggl will be about 5 or 10 feet behind you.
So as you begin to follow the tracks,
I was gonna say when I slink off and start being stealthy, I'm gonna start using minor illusion to give myself cover. Whether it's just shrubbery or I can pretty much change it as I go.
A shrubbery.
Wouldn't a random shrubbery moving
Come full circle.
Like,
I don't know if that gives me advantage or extra points or what. You just let me know.
so you're basically moving and then casting a spell which reveals you, and then moving again and casting a spell that reveals you.
Does minor illusion reveal you? I thought it was
Casting a spell reveals you. Because casting a spell is not a subtle thing where you're just like, oh, I cast a spell. It's making gestures and saying things.
and I think minor illusion is like in place. It doesn't really move much.
It doesn't move with you, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you can cast it ahead of you and then move in behind it, but at the same time, it's a thing where if anything is watching you when you cast a spell, then casting a spell gives it away.
Okay. I thought it was different. I thought it was if it didn't have a verbal component, you could do it in a sneaky manner because it's just creating like like the pattern of the woods on my cloak and things like that. If I could even do that, just give my cloak camouflage.
Well, again, it's the same thing where like you have to. It's only 5 foot, so you have to cast it, every 5 feet. But anyways,
8 seconds. 5 feet.
That's fine.
you guys continue to track along through the woods, following the footprints of the horses that you have set out. They tend to follow fairly far along, curving along the inside of the tree line and pressing forth north of the lake. As you follow them, in the distance, you begin to make out north of the mountain lake. The trees begin their steady climb up the slopes of Mount Baratok, its monolithic presence oppressive at this distance. The ground here is rocky, uneven, and tiring to navigate. Even the wolves, it seems, avoid this neck of the woods. Soon you climb above the blanket of fog that engulfs the valley. The dark thunderclouds roll overhead. And as you're continuing to follow these tracks, it seems like whatever led the horses away has led them a fair distance away, or whatever caused them to come out here. And while you do not see any sign of them, you do see ahead of you is an elk standing on a rocky spur about 60 feet ahead of you.
Is it Spud? Where's that Buttercup?
I don't think we had an elk before, but I don't see the horses, but it's a big ass elk.
Ooh, elks are made of meat.
I will wave to the elk.
Well, this is 60 feet away from them, so about 100 so like 180 feet away from you all. This is something that Grrggl and Balin are finding before they've come back to the party.
All right.
Well, and okay, yeah, Phil Dennis wouldn't have been able to message me. So, yeah, I'll be like, you keep an eye on the elk. I'll run back and let them know, and then we'll come up and meet you.
Okay. Do you want me to? You want to eat it?
I'm not sure yet. Nothing is what it seems here. It might actually be like a person or king or something. Who knows? Something's creepy. Let me go find them. Let me go let them know. I'll run back or give them information.
You run back.
You can communicate with Grrggl, Phil Dennis, to let them. He's still watching it.
All right, cast a message to Grrggl. Like, are you still watching it?
What? Who? That is Grrgl's response.
He said, "What? Who? Is
He
it
doesn't know how
actually an
magic
owl?"
works. An elk. Oh, I get it now.
Ha!
Well, I'm gonna go sneak back up, but yeah, he doesn't really get how that spell works. You have to explain it to him. And I go back up.
Okay.
When you get back up here, Grrggl whispers to you, I think there's someone else around here and they know about the elk. I can hear them.
That was Phil Dennis. Remember I told you he could communicate with you?
Oh. Yeah, I knew that.
Without spooking the elk, I'll try and get a little closer and get a closer and see if I can get a closer look and get more information.
I will say that even as you look up at the elk looks directly at you.
Damn, I rolled pretty good. I rolled pretty good on my stealth, so.
It is still looking directly at you.
All right. Are you guys coming up behind us or what? I'm not doing anything right away.
I will creep up stealthily.
I will creep up,
Blink Lily.
not still. I wave at the elk.
Just
Honestly,
flail
clank,
madly.
Clank.
You guys, I gotta go. I'm really sorry.
Okay.
Hope all's
I'm gonna
well.
have to see y'all next week. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I gotta go soon too.
Okay.
Feel better.
Hope everything's okay.
All right.
Everything's alright.
Have a good
I
night.
just gotta go.
It's fine.
Alright.
Have a good night.
Bye.
All right. For the sake of this, we'll say that Tasha stayed at the tower to help von Richten.
Grrggl will kind of get behind Balin and try to,
Yeah. I was
just not taking the lead.
Balin is it's open-handed, just at this point thinking that elk is way too perceptive to be an elk, and trying to see if it means any harm or not. But letting Winkshaw and Phil Dennis do the talking.
So as they kind of skulk up behind you and all following up behind you, you're all now standing about 60 feet away from this elk that is all just clearly watching you all.
Say, we had met a friend of yours who was a squirrel. Are you a druid?
You kind of call out to it. It doesn't even seem to tilt its head inquisitively. It just kind of stares at you.
Does this thing look alive?
I mean, it spotted me out of.
Make an insight check.
Okay.
It is moving, and it
Oh.
stares at you with an intelligence in its eyes.
I thought you meant like it's just staring in a specific direction only.
Hmm.
I will slowly walk. How far away are we? About 60 feet?
You're about 60 feet, yes.
Okay.
And I'll say for the purpose of this, you can also see that there's a slight incline that you've all been climbing up, and currently it is sitting like on the next tier up.
I will let it know, or I will call out to it. We're here looking for our horses, and looking for a little bit of revenge against some werewolves. They said they had some children that they were keeping hostage. We want to save the children.
All right. As you start to step closer, you see that he takes the elk takes several steps back and begins to shake its head violently back and forth and snorts at the air.
I will
guys.
step backwards.
That's close enough. Close enough,
Right.
Winkshaw.
I'll step backwards
So-
and continue my speech.
As you continue to look at it, you can see that while there is intelligence in his eyes, there seems to be something off about it too. Like it is, you even from this distance, you can make out what looks like panic and maybe even notes of aggression that are seeming to boil over it.
Guys, this is a deer with horns. Do we really want to talk to it? Do you think it's going to tell us where a horse is going?
Looking around, do I see if it has a kid nearby?
You don't see any kids nearby, no.
Okay. I was trying to figure out if it's protecting something.
No, it appears to be just standing out here on its own.
We mean you no harm. We can go the other way if we're bothering you. We just want to try and find our horses and get rid of the scourge of those werewolves.
Even as you scream out at that you do not mind it any harm, even as you call out and say you do not mean it harm, the words just seem to aggravate it in a way, and it continues to like thrash itself back and forth.
Okay, I'm out of ideas. Let's creep away the other way or not get into a fight with the genius elk.
If you wish to follow the tracks of your horses, you will have to continue closer to them.
Hey, Phil Dennis? Is it reacting to noise? Is that what it seems to be reacting to? Or is it specifically...
Maybe we should just detour around.
But the tracks go that way.
Heading up the slopes will take you closer to it one way or another.
Does it seem to be like... Is it reacting when we're talking to it, or is it mostly just reacting to the presence of us there?
It seems to be reacting both to your movements closer and to what you say to it.
Hey, do you work for Strahd?
All right. So when you say Strahd, something about it seems to snap. And its body stops shaking violently and just kind of stares off at you. And as it stands there, you see its body begin to shape and twist. And suddenly it assumes the form of a man in tattered black robes. His hair and beard are long, black, and streaked with gray, and his eyes crackle with eldritch power. And as he kind of steps up to the edge of the cliffs, you see, Blinks, you continue to look, he stares at you with a look of madness in his eyes, and he calls out, "You think my magic has grown weak? Think again!" And I'm going to need everybody to roll me initiative, please.
Oh, no.
Who said that?
Good job, Blinkshaw.
I didn't say it.
Wait, that was.
Yeah, but Grrggl saved my life, so you're getting blamed for it.
I was here, right?
All right, well, he got a natural 1 on his initiative.
Weak magic? Who said that?
Fuck! I didn't.
Of course, he got a natural 1 on his fucking initiative. God damn. Yeah, so he steps forward, and you see he raises his hands up as if ready to cast a spell.
No, don't do that!
Okay.
All right, Balin.
Can barely see anything in this map.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it supposed to be dark? Or we don't have a light source, like?
Alright, so let me turn on the global illumination, because you guys are doing this in the middle of the day.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, I have night.
This is my uniform battle map, so I just move whatever map I need over here, so the setting was set to where it was the last time.
Gotcha.
That makes more sense. I had an idea, but it never works out well, and he said he already cast magic, and I don't want to get into that, but it seems like Xavier has no choice. So, I'm going to walk... Is it 45? I'm going to take a couple steps up. Just to get in range. One more, I guess, to get to 35. Or 30. and basically like I'm gonna say, please, I'm just gonna try and calm you down. We do not want to fight with you, and I'm going to cast Charm Person.
Okay, you are going to attempt to charm person. What is your spell save DC for charm person?
14.
14, and it is a wisdom save.
Probably.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Please,
You
though.
cast your
Oh,
spell, but it does not appear to seem to have any effect.
I wince. All right.
Your magic won't work on me.
All right.
Oh my
I am
God.
going to.
All right, that's your turn, Grrggl.
Wait. I still got my other stuff. I'm going to use my bonus action to sprint, and I'm going to go. I'm going to try and get some cover. Are these rocks like able to provide some cover or no?
Due to the slope moving underneath him, it'd be easier to see down than it would be to see up. It would be fairly difficult to scale them. If you were to move around behind over here, say, you could use them as cover, but otherwise, being directly underneath him would not provide cover.
Okay. In that case, I will. So 1, 2, 3, 15.
Immediately
30.
filled in his checks.
Yeah,
Quiet.
I get up there and try and take cover.
Yeah, down as far as you guys are, guys could use just either of these rocks as cover, but being up on the higher level, his vantage point is much more complete. All right, so you're gonna run over there. Now it'll come to Grrgl's turn.
All right. So, if you work for Strahd and you're casting magic at us, then we can't be friends. You sure you want to do this? And if he doesn't respond, I will draw my the short bow actually, and
He's gonna scream at you, servants, cowards! See what I'm capable of!
all right. I guess this is how you want to do it, but this is on you, buddy. I'm gonna take a shot.
That's gonna hit.
And then I will sneak, come back around here and hide.
Okay.
All right.
Phil
Actually,
Dennis.
you know what? Can I make that a trip attack against him?
You
Would
can
that
try.
disrupt the spell casting?
Well, he has not cast a spell yet.
Oh,
He moved forward
okay.
to cast a spell, but apparently initiative is a cruel bitch.
Okay, then I'll hold.
I should just really start giving my enemies surprise rounds when it's like, yeah, no, he's just gonna do this now because you guys are talking. Nobody else is writing attacks against him.
Just
All
like
right,
the dragon.
I mean, he was an elf.
Well, you can attempt to trip him if you would like.
No, that's okay. I'm just gonna pass on that.
Okay, I don't know why he just got a bunch of notes on him. Get rid of that.
Showing
All right.
how much damage he had taken.
Phil Dennis.
I will,
Did it?
since people are being a little more hostile, I'm going to cast Magic Missile at level 1 at him.
Okay.
Aha. And then move behind rocks. Because I am a coward.
Alright, as your magic missile flies through the air, an arcane barrier appears between you, and the missiles shatter effectively against it.
That's kind of what I was thinking, honestly.
One spell slot down.
That's all you got! You have to prove better than that! Blink shot.
Blinkshaw.
Oh, we've updated our hotkeys.
Yeah, that fucking pissed me off.
As I come up. Oh, stupid. Hey, there we go. Now I got it. As I come up here, I'm going to say, I really don't want to fight you. We're not servants. We don't want to hurt you.
Make
We
a persuasion check.
Yeah.
Liar! You all work for Strahd!
I wouldn't
We should all
blame
get
you.
automatic taunt actions. Like whenever we try to persuade someone, it's just we could always goad them into attacking us.
I'll reply to him after he says that. Strahd has attacked us. He almost killed me. As I go up the hill.
So you're just dashing up the hill?
Right, I can dash. Look at me move.
Considering your role, if you want to charge him and look threatening, it's likely with that 3.
I will
We're
get
not
to
your enemy.
with the
Charging with.
All right. So as you charge up the cliff, that is your turn. On his turn, he recoils slightly from the edge of the cliff and disappears from the sight of most of you down below. But Blinkshot, as you see him back up, his hands raised up in the air, arcane energy crackling beneath them. I'll teach you a lesson, young'un. Despite the fact that you are clearly a dwarf and probably older than he is, as he disappears to be human. He points a finger out at you, and he casts what appears to be a firebolt spell. But he rolls poorly, and it sails straight past your head and slams against the rock behind you.
Good. I don't want either of us to fight. We don't like Strahd.
And he kind of reflexively starts to take several steps backwards as well, moving up against the cliff face and hiding himself. Balin.
Alright. I'm going to have my screen freeze. There we go. Give me a blink show. Make sure I can actually get to him. 3, 20, 25. I don't like this thing. All right. It's 40. So 50. I probably can't now. I moved too far back. I'm going to wait. Let me see if I'm going to dash first or not. I use my bonus action. Yeah, I'm gonna take my regular movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will use my bonus action to resummon Archimedes.
It's an action to summon. You're familiar.
When you've dismissed him, it's only a bonus to bring him back. I thought.
Fairly says as you can shut them away as an action, and you can call them back as an action.
Oh, wrong button.
Is it a rogue thing?
Not a rogue
I
thing.
don't think so. I thought it was. Maybe I just read it wrong.
As an action, you can temporarily dismiss your familiar. It disappears. Alternatively, you can dismiss it forever. As an action, while it is dismissed, you can cause it to
Okay.
reappear.
Never mind. I can't bring him back then. I will, in that case, just come here and take a shot at him with my short bow because he's given us no other options. And I'll be stuck without movement. Hold on. In that case, if I can't resummon my bonus action, can I use a dash instead?
Yeah.
Okay. Still won't be able to get to him, I don't think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But at least I can get closelier. No. I'll just take a shot with my short bow here, and then I'm gonna run for cover again.
Okay.
Now that I think about it, I'm like, this isn't gonna end well for me. Trying to get up in front. Let me find my sheet, which is apparently missing.
All right. Your short bow flies through the air and skitters off of a semi-transparent shield that surrounds him.
Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4.
The shield's down now. Because it was his turn.
It just
Right.
passes turn.
All right. Balin, you just miss.
Okay.
Fuck you and your flavor too, Blake Shaw.
I'm just worried about the next strike. Balin's thing is just so wide that the shield didn't even bother.
All right. Balin runs off and tries to find more cover. Grrggl.
So I guess I know I can't see where I am. So let me move around. So I'll come back up here. and I can't see him from here.
No, he has moved further back along the cliffside and does not appear to be visible from down here. He was standing on the edge before.
I guess I'll just do a dash action and run up here. And yeah, some action.
All right, full Dennis.
I think he's still up there. So I'm gonna get this one. Five, and I don't see him anymore. I'm going to go dash right here and just wait. That's it.
All right, Lynch.
I'm going to press the correct button, walk up to here, and say, look, we really, really don't want to hurt you. We hate Strahd. And I will come up here, and I will specifically say, look, I can attack you right now if we wanted to hurt you. We hate Strahd. He tried to kill us. We are searching for things that can kill him. That is all. And I will not attack you. And I will not attack him.
Okay, make a persuasion check with advantage.
Fuck. Sorry.
Man.
3, 2, 1.
So you move up to him, shield out, but clearly no weapon, clearly no hostile gesture, and he just kind of gives you a look, almost like dumbfounded, and he screams out, "Your attacks won't work on me!" And he reaches out to touch you.
He doesn't like the cut of your jib.
He is going to use Shocking Grasp on you. As his hand just kind of reaches out, and lightning streaks from his fingers all across your metal armor. You're going to take 17 points of lightning damage.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And
I'm
as
sure Balin or Blinkshaw is double shocked.
Yeah. And as he does it, he says, "I won't let you get me! Your Dark Master can't fool me!" And he continues to move farther and farther away.
Yell, "Oh my God, other people, tell him how he hates Strahd.
Balin,
Other people that are not me."
Wait, do you want to take an attack of opportunity now?
you do the Shocking Grasp, you have no reactions.
Oh.
Yeah, it's part of the spell.
It's like the point of the spell. I just like a thunderclap and lightning and sizzling, and I can smell burnt dwarf, so I gotta get in there now. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Dashing with my bonus. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is 60. I'm gonna give it a shot with my even more impressive and be like, I know we're bad at talking to people, but we really don't want to do this, and it'd be a lot easier on everyone and a lot more beneficial if we can work together, because clearly we hate the same thing.
All right, go ahead and give that persuasion check.
It's a 1, right? Yeah. It's a 3.
Jesus
I'll
Christ.
take the dodge action.
Like, it's not even like you're just... Yes, you're bad at it, but statistically, you have to roll high some point, right?
Yep.
Not this party.
Grrggl.
Okay, so I will. It's right here, I think it was. I can't see him from here at all, can I?
Unfortunately not.
All right. Then I'll come around here. I guess I can I see him from here? I guess I'm just gonna peek
You
out
have
and
not
then.
moved.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I run up. I'll run up to see him, and then when I see where he is, I'll sneak back and hide behind this little corner here. I'll take the dash action, and then I'll use my bonus to hide.
Okay.
And I'm done.
I will keep moving on up. Moving on up. Still not. I will dash.
We don't want to fight you. We're just gonna surround you.
I think that's it. It's all good.
You don't
Please
have
don't.
to fuck it.
I am going to.
Non-lethal. Before he fireballs one of us, please.
Is this spot a thing that I can get around Balin?
You can
Okay.
move through ally spaces as well.
Yeah, but it's extra movement.
Oh, is it? I think it's you just can't end a spot in there. There's no movement difference.
Moving through allies is difficult terrain.
Oh, is it? Oh.
You can move around Balin though.
One more time. I will walk up to him, cast Cure Wounds on myself, and say, I really, really don't want to hurt you. We want to kill Strahd.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
All right. I wasn't sure if you at this point you were just like, he's not going to believe you.
This one was not with advantage, unfortunately.
Damn it!
So. Jeez.
Bzz.
So you continue to do this, at which point you see he finally seems to just lose patience with that. And he says, "You can't trick me, dwarf!" And then he begins to cast a spell that is obviously a little more dangerous than the previous ones he's been using. And I'm going to need both Blinkshaw and Balin to make a dexterity saving throw. Balin, you have advantage because you took the dodge action. As a
Alrighty.
bolt of lightning fires forth from his hands and streaks along
Nice.
through the air.
I do not know what it is with me today. I don't think I've rolled above a 10.
Okay. Balin, you are going to succeed. Blinkshaw, you are not. Blinkshaw, you take... Did I really roll that high? Jesus. You're going to take 32 points of lightning damage.
Jesus.
Balin, you take half that.
Uncanny. I'll take 8, please.
You take 6. You cannot uncanny dodge a saving throw. It is an attack roll. This is not an attack roll.
Oh, okay. So how much was it total?
16 for you.
Yikes. All right.
At which point he just says, "Try as you might, you're not gonna work. Tell your dark masters they can break my body, but never my spirit." And he just turns and starts to run.
You may break my bones. Wait, my bones.
All right, Balin.
At this point, I'm
Can
gonna
I
fucking
can I
kill him.
opportunity attack this guy?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck him.
Yeah, he's fucking dead.
All right, Blinkshaw.
God.
What the fuck, Blinkshaw? My sympathies to you. I know how that feels.
Oh, it sucks.
It is your turn, Balin.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I cannot get the hang of this fucking ruler at all.
Me too. I can't push the spacebar thing either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's driving me crazy.
You're
Yeah.
right. mouse
So it's right click now,
Yeah.
not spacebar.
or the Alt key.
Oh,
Or the Alt key. It's fucking driving me crazy. I'm just gonna count like a little kid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So obviously I'm dashing with my bonus action. And gonna get booming with it.
Okay. That's gonna hit. All right. Your booming blade strikes him, and as the thunder of it kind of rips through him, it doesn't seem very effective.
Okay.
But that still hits. and it does still wound him. The blade seems to cut through him just fine.
Okay, that's my turn.
Dashed Grrggl.
All right, I am going to run on up here, and I will pop a shot at him.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna hit.
And I will make that a trip attack.
All right, he falls prone.
All right. Like, all right, and if you stay down, we'll stop hitting you.
I hope I can keep that promise.
I'm
Well,
done.
Dennis.
I'm able to see him from here.
Nope.
Or nah, no,
There's a
okay.
cliff in the way.
But I noticed they ran that way.
Actually, you know what? This overhang seems to be more towards the top, so I would say from this far away you can see him. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'll just move closer. Five, because I still haven't figured out this thing yet. And I will, even though he's prone, Ray of Frost his ass.
Okay.
His ass, literally.
Aw,
18.
now I'm a liar.
All right. So that sails through the air, but he seems to be aware enough that as it approaches him, yet another barrier springs up between you and him, and it slams against it. The frost kind of spreading around the barrier before it just kind of shatters to the ground. Seems he has another shield spell.
Damn.
Sorry, I didn't know I was lying.
Alright, but I gotta head up now.
Yeah, everybody. All right, no, that's fine. If you have to leave early, you have to leave early.
Sorry. I mentioned it earlier, but
That's cool.
No, that's fine. It happens.
Alright.
We'll finish a little earlier after this. It's fine. All right, that'll be for Dennis's turn. Blinkshaw.
Up this. Cast Cure Wounds at level 2. And I just
You angry stomp all the way up to him.